Hello.
Bibble
BabbleGab.
Bubble?
Greetings, humans.
Greetings?
Season's greetings. Oh, Christmas is over with.
Yeah, it ended yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Well,
today I
it's
started taking.
Orthodox Christmas now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started taking the stuffs down outside. I got all
Oh,
the tall ladder stuff out of the way. So hopefully the ambulance calling things are out of the way.
Did you have lights
good.
around your house or anything?
Yeah, I got the whole place. Well, I changed my Facebook thing, but
Oh.
until today you could have seen it. What my spread?
Oh.
Not that spread. The actual the lights.
I still got lights in the house. I got to take them down this week. Ooh, I hit my
The
thing.
lights! Christmas cards!
Oh yeah, ringing up these lights,
Ringing up.
sending out these Christmas cards.
Shut up, you.
Shut up, you. Yeah, that's a good song. What I think
Yeah.
that was Bob Rivers' first song.
Yeah. 12 Pains of Christmas. I don't think I played. Yeah, I did play it once this year, I think.
Once, yeah.
At least I didn't play it like every other minute, you know?
Well, if you played it on it was on my Fun Hour.
Oh,
We
but,
decided to, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Mine's less relevant. We decided to attempt to put Christmas stuff, box it all up and put it in the attic. But I've got one of those garage thing. You pull it down and unfold it, the ladder.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I was sure I was going to break that thing.
oh.
So it was not responding to my weight very well. So I just got my extension ladder and laid it across it. So I just climbed my extension ladder up instead, and that worked.
Yeah, I was considering putting my Christmas stuff in the attic. It's a
I
little
think
bit of it would be a little bit of a pain, but
didn't Christmas
it would
seem
it
like
would
just
definitely save room in the shed.
didn't it seem like Christmas just went by fast?
Kind of did this year,
Yeah, just
but or this last year. But you know what? As far as 25 went, it seemed like it was a pretty long year.
yeah.
It so much happened. I mean, it was just a long year. It didn't like zip by like they usually do.
That's right. This is the first Battle Gap for 2026. Woohoo.
Yep.
That's right. That's why I'm the New Year's baby car, whatever
Ah,
that means.
This show will be celebrating its 50th anniversary soon.
yeah.
Huh?
So Steve played my Fun Hour Christmas one on his show last week, but I don't think anybody really was listening. Phil didn't show up till like the second half, and Steve maybe said one or two things, and Tony said he like posted a couple gifs toward the end, but
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like, well, this wasn't really that much fun as I thought it would be.
No. Well, let's see. That was on a Friday. That was
It's kind of what I think about everything.
because I think I
It's
had
not
to
as
get.
fun as you thought it would be.
Yeah.
I was also working on memory lane too that day. I think.
Well, Tony gives me a hard time because I tell people the Fun Hour's on Arcador, and he's like, well, that defeats the purpose. It's no fun to just go when it's there on demand. You got to do it in chat with this, but then when we did it in chat live, it's like, well, still, it was kind of boring. Uh, but it was good. I usually listen to it a few times a year. I only listened to it once this Christmas. I guess I'm getting tired of all the Christmas songs.
Well, no,
What kind of
it's,
car are you?
yeah. What's
I'm
that?
a Lola T70,
Okay.
Le Mans racer. It's what.
Watched. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I
It's
watched
what.
Ford versus Ferrari last night. It was
Was
good.
it
Oh,
good?
I keep meaning to see that.
Yeah.
Well, this is what Tracy became at the end of A Winner for Myself. Only she was the red one, but I just made a black one.
I remember we talked about it before because I thought it reminded me of a Dino, and I like Dinos.
Oh shoot! I need to add that to my Transferala car list. I made like last week. I made a '58 Corvette and a '60 Thunderbird, and I just completed an AC Cobra. You ever hear of those?
Yeah. There's lots of them in Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I just made one. and it was an experiment. I don't know if I've ever made. I might have made cars like that, but I just started with a block and just started sculpting it instead of making it modular. And it worked out pretty good. Maybe I'll give that a try more often.
I forget
Wasn't
the
my-
art. One of those famous artists said you just start with a block of stone and chip away everything that doesn't look like what you want it to be.
Yeah, that was
a good way of putting it.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. I thought it might have been him, but then I was thinking, well, he's mostly a painter, maybe. But no, that's right. He did David, didn't he?
Yeah. Michelangelo's Dave.
Same thing applies to Play-Doh. You just chip away.
You eat everything that doesn't look like you want it to.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever eaten Play-Doh.
I like to smell it. You ever done that? It's a weird smell.
The thing about Play-Doh with me is the memory is that the red one, when you open it up, it like glows.
Oh.
That shade of red. What were you saying, Darren?
I don't think I said anything.
Oh, okay.
I think I like the smell of it too, but I don't think I've ever eaten it.
No, I wouldn't eat it.
That's just really
I might have
sensitive.
put glue on my hands, the Elmer's glue, and ate it off the hands. That was a
I
scientific
would
reason.
put I would put Elmer's glue on my hand and spread it and then peel it off and everything.
Yeah, I do the peeling, but I never thought about eating it.
Because it makes it look like you got dead skin and freaks people out.
I used to cut my fingers with sharp scissors and stuff just to freak the girls out. Well, I couldn't paint my eyeballs when I was 8 in school, so that's what I had to do.
I took one of our big kitchen knives and made my own special effects thing with the little tube and the bulb full of fake blood. Then you just run it down your arm and squeeze the tube. And that
You
was
didn't
cool.
really need to. You cut your fingers so often or slice your hands open.
Yeah, but I don't do that on demand.
Oh.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Maybe I'll do that on my OnlyFans. Watch Darren cut himself.
Yeah, the
Only
word
fans?
pay-per-view always drove me nuts. It's like, why do you want to view paper?
Yeah, pay-per-views. It's also known as a book.
Yeah, that's right. That sounded like an Andy Rooney thing.
So you're on
Why do they
OnlyFans?
call it pay-per-view, huh? Are we really viewing paper?
Did you ever wonder how much I actually make doing these stupid little spots, these 5-minute things? I make more doing one of these 5-minute little things than you make in an entire year.
You think that's great? I get paid millions just for saying, I'm Casey Kasem.
I never really thought
do?
about how much the money that guy made.
Okay,
He probably made more doing Shaggy than I would make in a year.
probably, yeah. It's
I
funny I
saw
can do Casey's... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw a news story that Hannity is selling his South Florida house.
Seriously.
It's nice. I think he's doing okay. I was worried about him with the inflation and all, but he seems to be doing okay.
I didn't know that guy was filthy rich. I think he was born into money or something.
I never did really like the guy.
I wasn't
Well, the
crazy
problem is-
about it either.
The walls of that house have like football, like holes in the wall where the footballs keep hitting. 'Cause he's always
I
throwing
know
the
Mark
football.
Levin doesn't like him.
Mark Levin is a
Well, he's
idiot.
not pro-Israeli enough.
But yeah, Mark has been on this thing about I'm starting to make me want to tune out. It's all this. Oh,
Starting
you're
to?
anti-Semitic. You're.
I couldn't stand the guy before even all that stuff. I only listened to him like 2 or 3 times, and it just became a joke. I would go to my coworkers when I lived in Alabama. Well, I can't take it anymore. I'd be going around imitating because he's like Captain Binghamton.
It's been years since I've listened to him, but sometimes he got on my nerves. But then other times when he was going through and explaining some legal or constitutional thing, it was incredible.
Yeah, I listened
He
to
was
him.
reading. He was reading it from a book, like teleprompter.
I listened to him to put me to sleep at night.
I don't listen to that guy. The only guy that's what you call controlled opposition that I kind of listen to is I do watch Matt Walsh sometimes on YouTube.
Nah, Walsh. That sounds familiar.
You're thinking Matlock.
Matlock. But I don't know. I'm getting burnt out on Mark Levin.
My grandma had a friend, and they were all old, and she had this little TV. It may have been black and white. It was probably color, but it had a light sensor in the front, and it was messed up. So if it was like in a dark room, it was supposed to go really dark. But if you put your finger in front of it, it went full bright. But anyway, so she realized she needed a new TV because her and my grandma watched. They didn't in their own houses. They watched Matlock one night, and Helen was like, "Well, I never did find out who the killer was." Grandma said, "Well, it was the bear." Well, I didn't know there was a bear.
I kind of like the idea of that dimming TV. I didn't know about that because I don't like it. Roger Waters had once said, "You can't watch TV in the dark because it lights up the whole room," and it's true. So that would be kind of interesting having like a dark TV like that.
Oh, that reminds me of something about pirates. I read that they wore eye patches. Basically, a lot of them wore eye patches so that they would always have dark vision in one eye. So if they go below deck, they could just switch the eye patch to the other eye and they could see fine without having to spend 3 minutes adjusting.
That's weird because
really?
I always thought they just got injured in a sword fight or something.
No, I think that's the peg legs. Although there's
There could be a reason for that too.
the parrots
Yeah.
cause the peg legs because they chew on.
Parrots need a place to perch.
There was one, I forget the names of these pirates. There was one of the big famous ones. I'm not going to think of his name, but anyway, him and his crew, were cruising about the Caribbean, and they found this yacht or large ship. It was back in the day, so full of rich people, and so they boarded them and basically stole all their hats, and then wished them a good night. And it's like, we need all your hats because we all got drunk and threw ours overboard last night. So they took their hats and left.
Didn't they? The pirates and stuff. I wouldn't think they'd even need a poop deck. You just think they'd just go off the edge if they had to go.
Yeah, just squat. Why do they call it a poop deck? I always wondered.
Not that
I know, but
Yeah, when you find out the answer to that one, then you can explain to me what the cum deck is.
come deck.
Didn't Rod Stewart have a song, Masturbation?
Yeah.
There was the golden age of the pirates lasted like 6 years.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't
Still
it
well
wasn't like a
west.
century of pirates. It was just a few years of it, really.
Yeah.
There was pirates the
nowadays
rest of the time, but they weren't colorful.
Oh, like the Somalis nowadays.
Yeah, they just kind of suck.
Got no style at all.
Yeah.
Look at me.
No,
I'm the captain now. Yeah, shut up, bullhead.
Says a poop deck is the highest aftermost deck on a sailing ship, often forming the roof of the stern cabin.
Yep.
That's the last place you'd want people crapping.
I know, honestly.
Yeah, they did.
And it's
I figured it would be the lowest deck,
You want to poop above steerage.
taken
Hey,
from
you want to take a shit in the bilge of the ship. You actually want it to go overboard somehow.
Yeah,
Generally.
just
God's truck's still at work.
hang your ass over the edge of the ship,
Tell them what we're
Think-
talking about.
I think Gordon Lightfoot made a song about that.
Yeah.
Hanging ass
The
over
poop
the
of the
edge.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, it's too soon, Steve.
Oh, is that?
One of the-
Why, the poop of the Yellow Fitzgerald. There is a
Yeah, there
parody
you go.
called The Wreck of the Yellow Fitzgerald, I think. There's also one called The Red and White Vessel or something like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We played that just a few weeks ago on
Yeah,
the
it was
show.
pretty
It needs to be like a yearly tradition, maybe.
Yeah.
Like a November
Round-
thing. Again, it'd have to be in November. I think that's when it happened.
The gales
Yep.
of November.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was disappointed when I found out it happened like the November before he wrote the song.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I
he
thought
saw
he
it-
was singing about some shipwreck that had happened many years ago. It was just
Well,
the
no, he
previous year.
saw it in the newspaper, and it was
Yeah.
just like it wasn't a big deal, and nobody talked about it. It wasn't like a big news story or anything. It was just kind of like this one little articles, and he looked it up and just, and it killed a lot of guys. So he thought it needed a little boost. People.
So basically, he saw that in the paper and go, "Borsky, borsky, borsky." Sounds like a good song.
I think that was in the
Borsky,
'80s when he's turned into the Swedish chef. But he,
okay.
that I know he says it's a big freighter's goat. It's bigger than most. If you actually look at a picture of the damn thing, it is giganimous.
The Edmund
I mean,
Fitzgerald.
it is a huge freighter ship. It's not like some kind of little junker or something.
Maybe we had to build a submersible out of carbon fiber and go down and look at it.
But
With
see,
a
what happened is
a PlayStation joystick to guide it.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that
there
is
you
a
go.
big ship. That is a big ship.
It
wasn't
is. isn't it?
See, what happened was there's a set of locks between two of the lakes. It's up in a place called Sault Ste. Marie, which is spelled Sault Ste. Marie, but it's not pronounced salt. It's pronounced Sioux, and it's called the Sioux Locks. And what they'd done in the late 50s is they tore them out, and I think it was like three, and they made them bigger. And so it allowed larger ships to go between the two lakes. And the Edmund Fitzgerald was the first ship that was built to take advantage of the extra space. That's why she was bigger than most.
Yeah, and they, I think when Darren heard it for the first time in decades, when it was on a road trip and it was on my mixtape, and Darren was surprised. You were surprised that it was about a lake, because when we were kids, it seemed like it would have been in like deep sea somewhere, in the ocean. But it really is. Those lakes are basically like oceans.
Except they're weirder because it's fresh water and not salt. Human bodies don't generally float in it.
Yeah.
And people say that if you could see the bottom of the Great Lakes and actually go around and bring enough light to see, it would freak you out because the bodies don't decay. They don't.
Oh.
Bodies do.
We
There was
guess it
one guy who washed up on the shore, and they thought, and they were looking, they're trying to compare him to missing persons and all. Who's this guy? They checked the clothes, and the labels and the stitching and everything was from like 80 years ago.
Wow.
They'd been down there for all that time and just.
I thought that would have
brought
had
him
to
up.
do with the cold, how cold
Yeah.
it would be.
Well, the cold
Note
and
to self.
the lack of salt means they don't float.
Oh.
Yeah, because you float in salt water and not so much in fresh water.
Did they ever go down and take pictures of the wreckage?
Yeah, you can see
Is it
that.
a
You
picture?
can look those pictures up. Broken in half on the way down. They went down and got the bell. So that's when they ring the 29 times.
Oh, okay.
They actually
Saw
have
a
the ship's bell.
documentary on a amusement park run by morons up in New York,
Nice.
and they had a wave pool, and they didn't put salt water in it; they put fresh water, so people were always drowning.
Oh, that's awful. Awful.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
always by always I mean once or twice, but still.
Yeah.
Once is enough.
There was that Action Park. There was like a thing called Action Park, and it had a slide, a slide that went into the water, but it had a loop on the slide. It was an enclosed slide with a loop, and people would hit the loop and break their teeth out. It was
That was probably it. Yeah.
yeah, and that was just one of the things that. But yeah, they said people were killed in the park. He said, Goshek said at 8 o'clock, the captain radioed in that he had poop coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
Did
had
you hear
those
about
days.
that? There was a big parachuting group, recreational parachuting group, and that pilot got lost in the fog, and he dumped them all out over like Lake Michigan instead of in their landing spot.
That's no good.
No, that was awful. Yeah, I think there's maybe one One or two survivors, I think, out of the whole group. Anyway, that's depressing. Steve, why do you depress us with this stuff?
My granddaughter used to watch Mr. Ballin on YouTube, and he basically tells stories like that. He's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
I watch Mr. Ballin all the time.
Yeah.
Does he start bawling in the middle of his?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, his name is like My Car Ballin or something. So his YouTube was
No,
MR Ballin. And
his
some
last name
kid,
is really Allen. The last
Or-
name was no, it was B something where it looks like Ballin, but
oh,
his last name is Allen.
oh yeah. Well, and kids started calling him Mr. Ballin, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I'll just go by that.
Have you checked out Paul Van Scott yet, Steve?
Which one?
Paul Van Scott, I tell you every show.
Sounds Dutch.
The guy that kind of looks like Brian Keith and talks about 70s shows and 80s
Oh.
shows and talks about interesting trivia. He's a fun person to listen to.
Does he admit that he's Dutch?
And
he
what's his
Dutch?
name again?
Paul Van Scott.
Paul.
Is that a Dutch name? I guess Van's kind of a Dutch
I think
name.
Van is, but what do I know?
He's pretty good because he responds to most of my comments, or he'll at least like it.
I hate racists and the Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's two people I can't stand: people that are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that movie, but it had a few quotable lines in it.
I
It's
just
gone
think
mental
it's
on account of the chocolate. What?
I could say the same thing about my life.
Yeah.
I got to thinking, maybe that's one of the.
except for that thing on his head.
Well, I got to thinking the other day. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Ginger I didn't find nearly as cute as Marianne. Is she had that bug on her face all the time.
Well, those were called beauty marks. They were like, I think Marilyn Monroe had one. I think that's why she did.
It's weird. It's like they wanted to have hairy legs, so they put on the fishnets to make it look like their legs are hairier than they were.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Maybe
they didn't have fake double chins to put on this. It's like they do anything they can to make themselves uglier.
Yeah, mascara, line of mascara around there.
Yeah, fake.
No, that's what
fake
happened
wrinkles.
to Billie Eilish, the little singer. And she's always like, every picture she's like looking weird and all that shit. And she went to some, party gala thing, and she had a nice dress on, and she's actually really good looking. And all of her fans went nuts on Twitter. It's like, how dare you look pretty? It's like, I'm unfollowing you. They help you. It's like, what?
I've heard some of her songs. She's not all bad. She might be a terrible person. I don't know, but
Who's that?
Oh, she's probably fun.
Billie Eilish.
But she did the theme song for the latest James Bond movie, which I kind of
Why is
enjoy.
she got a boy's name?
I like the latest James Bond movie.
Yeah.
It's short. Her name's like Williamina.
Well,
What was the latest one? World is not enough or something?
No
Diet.
Time to Die.
Except for Kathleen Kennedy. That's what Tim calls it.
I heard she's finally been let go, but that news has come out like 20 times in the last 10 years.
Yeah. And
think I was
she's not the root of the problem anyway. It's systemic. It's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I rewatched Knowing with Nick Cage. That's one of my favorites. It has the best special effects in any movie I've ever seen. And it was
sounds familiar.
15 years ago.
Did you see the one, Mandy?
Mandy.
No, she
You're a
came
fine
and
girl.
gave
What a
without taking.
good wife you'd be.
That was Brandy.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a song where he said he looked her up the ass.
Yeah.
No,
It
it
was the
was
one by Mary Manilow.
no, it was a movie with Nicolas Cage, and
Oh,
it had people memed a scene of him. He's in his underwear, drinking a bottle of vodka, and screams at the top of his lungs. He's all bloody. The Critical Drinker plays that clip all the time.
Stop it.
Okay.
I moved my mouse wrong, and then Windows
do that.
brought up some whole clickbaity thing.
I hate that
It
happen.
wouldn't go away. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I guess Nicolas Cage blew all of his money, and then because he was a nepo baby to begin with, but I guess he blew all of his money, and so he would just take any role he could get. So, like if someone paid him $1 million, he'd go basically do
Well,
any
he's good
movie.
at like
No,
certain roles. He's not like the best actor everywhere, but certain roles he's really can nail.
Yeah. He had like 27 Rolls Royces
Yeah.
that were like identical.
Well, yeah, and he'd like buy some kind of African artifact for $1 billion or something. But no, shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it in your hand, my hand, what you had in your mouth.
But then he went broke, and he decided he was going to take every movie he was offered. So he was doing like 8 or 10 movies a year.
First
Boy, I wish
movie I
I'd
ever
get
saw
offered
him
a
in.
movie.
First movie I ever saw him in was Peggy Sue Got Married. Played a little dork in that one.
I think Raising Arizona was the first time I saw him.
That might have been it. Yeah.
I liked him in Con. Was that him in Con Air?
Con Air.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That was
one.
probably the second one I saw with him. But it was such a different character than Raising Arizona was funny, you know.
When he
Unless
in Face Off with John Travolta. Okay.
What?
I think so.
Face Off with John Travolta.
Oh, that was such a dumb movie. I hated that.
Doesn't matter.
It was still interesting.
It might
It
have
wasn't.
been fun.
I couldn't. You can't just change someone's face with fake skin. It's bone structure. It's muscle. They didn't do any of that. It's like
It's science fiction.
it's not even science fiction has science involved in it.
Well, that's about
I
as
just
ludicrous
couldn't
as,
get past that premise. It was
That's
so
about as
dumb.
ludicrous as Princess Leia getting sucked out into space and looting.
Well, yeah, you're talking about Disney Star Wars. I mean, that's you can't even justify that crap.
Well, you can do about 30 seconds in space.
Well, she was out there a lot longer. She was out there like swimming and doing ballerina.
Yeah, she was
moves.
doing the Mary Poppins dance or something. I expected to see Dick Van Dyke with that stupid Cockney accent. With
Oh,
her.
white heel slave. I can't do it.
Girl power.
That would be funny. Someone do editing on there and turn Princess Leia into like Mary Poppins.
They wouldn't have had to do much editing. Just put a hat on her. You know, I've never seen that whole movie.
Oh, I did. Well, the Mary
know-
Poppins?
Yeah, Darren and
Or-
I, we every year we looked forward to. There were 3 fantasy movies that were old that would just,
Wizard of
is
Oz.
when you just had limited channels, but it's like we never missed it. It's like every year Willy Wonka would come on, or Wizard of Oz, or Shitty Bang Bang, and we never missed any of them. Like every year, and then when I became an adult, I learned that I loved Willy Wonka more than I did when I was a kid because the humor is really more adult oriented. Wizard of Oz, I still respect. I didn't watch it as much. I tried to watch Chitty Bang Bang, and I just could not get into it. I'm just like, what did I ever see in this damn thing?
I heard that J.J. Abrams has the original Chitty Bang Bang car. It was him or some other big director that's got it, and they would use it between takes in movies to ferry cast members around or some crap like that.
I heard that was a very expensive and big car to make. That was like a real big undertaking to make that thing. And basically, well, I mean, who was a James Bond writer wrote that?
Yeah, it was
book.
Ian Fleming.
Ian Fleming wrote it.
Wrote Chitty
Which is-
Bang Bang?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why the leading lady has that James Bond girl name, the Truly Scrumptious.
Really scrumptious.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but the thing is it had a lot to do with the car in the book, and they totally forgot about the car in the movie.
Yeah,
It's like the
Well,
car was in like 5 minutes of it.
yeah. Well, the book was
Hi,
set
Wendy
in
Lou.
present. The book was set in the present time. Hi,
Hi,
Wendy.
Wendy.
And they were going after gangsters and stuff. And well, in the book, the mother was still alive, so they
Oh,
didn't have
really?
there was no romantic plot in the book. So the movie doesn't really have much to do with the book.
That's weird that they would kill off the mother and then have him interested in truly scrumptious.
Yeah, well,
I heard that basically the little town that they filmed it in, they wanted them to. They were trying to sabotage the movie because they were sick of it. They had so many, or it might not have been that movie. I don't know what it was, but the crew for Chitty Chitty Bang, when it was over, they stayed on set. They stayed in location and began production on Her Majesty's Secret Service. But
They use the same set.
yeah, the same people, the same crew. It was in Switzerland, I guess. But they, so the thing is, I saw some YouTube video about the making of Mad World,
oh,
and they had some interesting trivia. I'm like, I didn't know that. So, what was the comedian that was killed in the Corvair station wagon?
Ernie Kovacs.
Arnie Kovacs was supposed to play. I guess he was supposed to play the dentist, and his wife is the one who played Milton Berle's wife in the movie, but he was killed right before the movie started production, so they had to change character. I didn't know that, but then they started saying bullshit stuff. This total bullshit stuff. They said that they showed the airplane, the Beechcraft airplane that went through the billboard.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying a rickety old biplane. He flew it through the billboard. It's like you're showing.
Yeah.
And then they said the gas station, that they built a fake gas station next to a real one, and that Jonathan Winters, when he was done tearing apart the fake one, he tore apart the real one. And I'm like, bullshit. That gas station was made out of balsa wood in the middle of the desert, and the man who owned the property didn't know it was a guerrilla shot. And he didn't know about it, and he got wind of it, that there was a gas station built on his property, and he went down the next day because he was smelling money now. And he went down there, and there wasn't a gas station because they took it down as quick as they put it up. And the other bullshit thing is the car crash at the beginning where he drove off the Smiler's car went off the cliff. They said Kerry Lofton actually drove that car off. Bullshit. They're not. He was like the premier stunt coordinator driver. They're not going to put him in a car and send him over a cliff. They sent 2 cars over that cliff, and both of them had a dummy and a camera on board. And that's why in one of the shots you can see the cars kind of sailing, not face down. It's kind of, and it's like, and I basically said those things in the comments. And then I told YouTube I don't ever want to see this channel again. It's probably all AI.
Yeah, or Jonathan Winters. Remember the 2 gas station guys tied him up, and the story was that they tied him up and then they broke for lunch and forgot to untie him. And
Yeah,
he wasn't in too good a mood when they got back.
Yeah, and I'd heard that he actually was improvising with Phil Silvers and kind of hurt. No, it was Phil Silvers that Ernie Kovacs was supposed to play.
I got off. I just was dying when I first saw it, and I saw the kick the bucket scene.
Yeah.
That crack! I couldn't stop laughing.
So what happens is Kerry Lofton, who I just talked about, who they said drove the car off the cliff, he didn't. He did some crashes. He rolled that Jeep and different things, but he was. I think he was pretty much an alcoholic. They had him interviewed on the special features of that, and you could smell the beer on his breath. Just hearing his voice. You know what I mean?
Well,
That
tough
voice
guys
when
back then just drank a lot. I don't know if he was an alcoholic.
Well, I don't know if he's, but you know what I'm talking. You could just when he's talking, you could just smell the beer on his breath when he's talking. No, he didn't act drunk, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, I know exactly. I grew up in the 60s.
But so he was at the bar drinking, and somebody in the crew, or he got a phone call, said, "You better sober up. You got a hell of a stunt in the morning." And he's like, "Oh shit!" So he was drinking coffee and all this all night, trying to sober up, and his stunt was to kick that bucket.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Because Kerry Lofton he did Vanishing Point, and he did Duel. He was actually the truck driver in Duel. That was his arm. You could occasionally would see on the door of the truck.
Yeah, and I think it might have been Donald Sutherland or Lee Marvin. They had that kind of voice that you could smell the beer on them. Boy, you know what I'm saying? Not that they're drunk. I'm not saying they're drunk. They just kind of have that.
Well, they used the stuntman for the kick the bucket so they wouldn't have to hurt Jimmy Durante's feet.
I guess.
Well, it wouldn't be hurting his feet, but the guy is like 110. He probably could have dislocated a knee doing something like that. And it might have been as a joke, a prank for Kerry too. They might have punked him, with that.
Oh.
Of course,
I'm
Jimmy
sure they
Durante,
punked
he
him.
looked about 90, when he was a kid. So I don't know how old he was then.
When did he pass away? Do anybody know?
Looking him up.
A couple years ago.
My computer will let
Couple
me.
years. Couple of years ago.
Anyway, how you doing, Wendy? I was telling Wendy, I have not heard from those Fest people at all. I've tried to email them. I've done like a help ticket on their site, and I've even messaged them on Facebook. I'm like, what's the best way to contact you? I'm supposed to have They will not get a hold of me.
Probably drunk.
That's weird.
I don't know. So I told Wendy we need a backup plan when we're there in case that shit falls through. Maybe get a rail ticket or do something fun. A detour. That's annoying. I hate lack of communication.
Yeah. Jimmy Durante was born in 1893, so in 1963 he would have been 60 or 70 almost.
Wow.
Yeah, because William Fawley, he was born in the 1800s.
Was he?
Yeah.
He stayed around till early 70s, or was it late 60s?
No, he died. He died during My Three Sons. I think that's why they replaced him with that Irish guy, the
Charlie,
redhead guy. Remember we had Chip on our show, and he talked about him, how nice he was to him, and that he would take him to lunch, and he bought him a really nice surfboard for his birthday or something.
Yeah, but then William Demers came in, and he wasn't a very friendly guy.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He looked
Not
kind
as
of mean.
friendly as William Frawley was.
Well, I'd never heard much good about William Frawley until we had Chip talk about him. It's like, well, you sounded like he was a good guy. He just had that drinking problem.
Well, because I
Yeah,
also
that
remember
was the
that
problem.
Vivian Dance didn't like him either.
Do what?
Vivian Dance didn't like
Well, she didn't like him because he looked like he was old enough to be her dad. But the thing is, I don't think he hated her. I think it was mostly one way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just resented, being cast as the wife of somebody who looked to be 100 years old.
Well, they kind of, when I was a kid, I didn't think anything about it. I mean,
Me
she looked
either.
like she might have been 60s because she was frumpy and it was black and white, so you don't really know what color her hair is. I just assumed she was an older lady.
Yeah, so did I. I didn't even think of it,
Yeah,
Game
Jimmy
of
Durante
Thrones.
passed away in 1980, and he was 86 years old.
Jimmy Durante.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Didn't
real
he
sweet.
do one of the Christmas shows? Didn't he do like
Frosty. He did Frosty.
Frosty? That's right. Frosty.
Yeah.
Happy
Frosty.
birthday.
You just know.
Well, then who did?
No,
who did,
that was, I think, Lorenzo Music did the voice of Frosty, but he'd sang the song.
Yeah, right.
Well, who did the? I thought that.
Burl Ives did Rudolph. Is that right?
But who did he do in Rudolph? Who was the voice?
He was the singer or the
Snowman.
narrator.
The
It had the
narrator?
sa- he had the same
Okay,
beard.
that's why when you said Snowman, I was thinking of him, Burl Ives. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's why.
Because the snowman was designed after him, had the same kind of beard that he had and everything else.
Yeah.
My grandma had me hating him.
Really?
Yeah, because in Monument in Colorado, a really quaint little, cute, beautiful town in near Pikes Peak region, where my grandma lived on a ranch there, and there was a man that lived in town called Jim, and he's a nice guy. We'd always go visit him, and my grandma said, "Well, his brother, I think it was his brother, or cousin, is Burl Ives." And he said, and legend has it that when he became famous, he had nothing to do with them anymore. And so I always kind of hated Burl Ives because of that, because Jim was kind of a friend. And I'm like, you shouldn't cheat my friend like that. And then it wasn't until, gosh, I must have been 40. And I mentioned that to Grandma. She's like, oh, we didn't hate him or anything. There's people, they lose touch. Like, really? I've made a voodoo doll for the guy and everything else for that. It's lost touch.
And
I'll be right back.
Jim had it rough. He lost an arm fishing.
I think that was Mr. Bailey. That's a different guy living in town, wasn't he?
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, Mr. Bailey was the one Helen supposedly had a crush on. Never gave her a. Yeah, he was the one that had the metal hand with the hook.
Ah.
He was in Mexico fishing with I don't think grenades, but dynamite with a group of guys, and he had the dynamite. He lit it, and someone detracted. Hey, look at this! He's gonna light his fart on fire, do something stupid, and the damn thing blew up in his hand. And he said his hand was just like hanging by a thread or just pieces of it. And they had that long hours and hours trip back. He wanted them to cut the thing off, and they wouldn't. He put like a gun on him and told them to cut. Wasn't a pleasant story, but he had to like be in a blanket in the back of that car for like hours. But he ran a store, or he was a clerk in a store, and he saw some punks came in. They were about to rob the place, and he would just like slam his hand onto the counter. What can I do for you? And they'd run out.
At least he didn't throw dynamite at him.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, he would get distracted and then blow up in his hand again.
Yeah. Well,
Blow
but
up his other hand.
It's funny how those stories go, because I remember some DJ on the radio back in the 80s talking about Bill Haley. So, Bill Haley, yeah, he had the first rock and roll song. When he died alone in a hotel room or apartment, everybody had forgotten about it. And years later, I look him up. No, he was touring when he died. He didn't die alone and forgotten. Stupid ass DJ.
Yeah, there's like there's a video on YouTube of him in England singing, and it was shortly before he flew feet. It was like in '77 or. And he looked just like he did in the 50s. He had the little curl, and because he was kind of looked older then. He was too old to be. I mean, there wasn't really a rock star thing back then. So the guy was in his 30s when he did that song, and he didn't look old and didn't look sick. He looked just like he did in the 50s. And a little other trivia is the first season of Happy Days, they did "Rock Around the Clock" instead of that gay song they made.
Yeah.
And it was actually, he re-recorded it for the show. And I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't have read it. I mean, it sounded exactly like the original. That's pretty good. I guess he's kind of a two-hit
I
wonder.
meant to share that. I found on YouTube somebody had the original first season opening credits scene for Happy Days with the Rock Around the Clock and the guy dumping the milkshake on the cop and the chicks and all that stuff.
Yeah, the kids all changing seats in the car at the stoplight. That was neat. That was a fun show for the first two seasons. It was. Yeah. It didn't have that 3-camera thing with the live audience. I hated that stuff. That used to annoy. Darren knows it would annoy me at the end. Game of Thrones is brought to you in front of a live audience. Recorded in front of a live audience.
Simpsons, the early years, the mid-seasons were drawn in front of a live audience.
Yeah, there you go. But friggin' Fonzie would come out, and then everybody would just, he have to stand there for like 5 minutes. Before he could
so did Al Bundy. There were certain characters, it's just like, gosh, that got old. Of course, with Married with Children, the audience kind of became part of the show with all the whoops and the hollers, but Happy Days, it did get annoying. Then they just totally forgot about the 50s altogether by the time it went into the 80s. The girls were wearing the leg warmers and they had like a Michael Jackson poster and
did they just skip the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, I'm kidding about Michael Jackson, but the rest, Laverne and Shirley, they at least later seasons they had a Beatles poster, so they at least kind of left the 50s.
Oh, is that when they were supposed to be?
Well, yeah, because Laverne and Shirley was a spinoff of Happy Days. They were supposed to all know each other, and then they moved to California, and that's when they had the Beatles poster. So I'm assuming they kept it going into the 60s. Happy Days, they didn't even care. You know.
Yeah, I think in the first season they talked about the presidential election. Eisenhower and Adlai Stevenson. But just mentioning it on the side, that was like the last time they mentioned what year it was, because that was '56.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
that
and the
big
Happy
demo
Days.
derby thing that they had a couple of years later with Pinky Leather Husker Du or
It
whatever
was
the hell
Pinky. Couldn't
it was.
stand her.
She had a 59 Chevy in the demo derby, so it's like a car that hadn't even been built yet.
Yeah.
That
Mad Men was pretty good about keeping up with the times. That was kind of the whole point of the show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, that
'Cause
was.
you get to-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, they had everybody, all the styles, because it started in 1960 and it went to 1970, and everybody's style changed except for the main guy. So he went from being like Mr. Hip with everything, into at the end of the show he was like a throwback
Oh, that's
because
interesting.
everybody else was moving along, but he was kind of a throwback at the end of the series.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it with Darren. It's kind of my kind of. I mean, I love that style. I've always loved the '60s style, but it just seemed darker than I expected. The guy was kind of a dick.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
He's playing Fletch now. John Hamm. It used to be it used to be Chevy Chase, right?
Yeah.
You're still doing Fletch movies, but I guess he's Fletch now. I did see a movie with him as a spy guy. It was called Keeping Up with the Joneses. I saw it on the plane. It was interesting. He would have been. I thought he would have been a good James Bond. A lot better than Craig.
Greg's the best one.
Ugh. He doesn't look like Bond. Bond's got to have dark hair. He's got to be tall. There's a certain cutout for that guy. He looked more like a Russian henchman. Is what he looked like. Although the first one was okay, that Casino Royale was okay,
Yeah.
and the third one he was in Home Alone was all right. I'm glad they finally got rid of that bitch, that Judy Dench. Oh, spoilers.
It was kind of
sorry.
weird that she was a holdover from the Pierce Brosnan era.
Well, that wasn't too unusual because even when like Timothy Dalton took over, I think they still had Anne from the previous ones, and Moneypenny.
You
Huh?
survived a couple generations.
Yeah.
Who was you?
Q.
Oh, I thought you said you. I'm like, I don't remember you. Yeah, Q was.
I remember.
Yeah, really. I mean, a couple generations. He was finally replaced by John Cleese.
And in the Bond tradition, John Cleese was actually older than the Q actor.
No.
Oh.
Desmond Llewellyn was like 100 when he did his
No,
last
just
one.
that was kind of a Connery Roger Moore thing.
Yeah, Moore was older than Connery. He looked younger, but he was actually a couple of years older.
The thing is, people they give Dalton and Lazenby. They just. It's like people that aren't James Bond fans always. Oh, they were terrible. Those movies were terrible. It's like they don't know what they're talking about. But because Bond fans, I mean, people that are true James Bond fans generally love those two guys,
Yeah.
or at least the movies they were in. Or they, they like the serious more,
And and that's part of it too. Is like it's not necessarily the guy who plays Bond who determines whether it's a silly movie or a serious movie.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
you look at Roger Moore. He did a lot of silly ones, but For Your Eyes Only was somewhat. It wasn't completely serious, but it was somewhat less silly than the other ones.
To me, that was a throwback to Her Majesty's Secret Service. They had the skiing and they had the. He touched on Tracy. It had a lot, and it was the only other Bond movie where he was scared, because you had Lazenby during that like carnival, and he was getting, he was really scared and he was hiding with his head down, And Roger Moore did the same thing when he was in the elevator with those bad guys, and he was scared and had his head down. And it's like, I like it when they show that other side. I know Steve. Steve doesn't like 007 talk.
Well, he's out like smoking his dog or something. But
He was on the porch screaming.
But
sons of bitches.
what's interesting about the Lazenby,
Poopuses!
you know that
Go ahead,
Diana
Tony.
Rigg was like a year or two older than Lazenby.
She was a lot more mature. He wasn't. He hadn't grown up yet.
Yeah, and also in Goldfinger, Honor Blackman, who played Pussy Porsche, was actually a year or two older than Connery. It's the only two James Bond movies where the main Bond girl was actually older than the actor who played Bond.
I think she was probably my favorite Bond girl. She said
It's
that look.
reported.
I really like. Do what?
It's reported that Hugh Hefner was hitting on a girl, and he's saying, "Well, you should go out with me." She's like, "Oh, I don't know. I've never dated anybody older than 24." He said, "Well, neither have I."
But that was when Roger Moore decided to hang it up because he did the thing View to a Kill, and Tanya Roberts was the Bond girl, and he found out during the production that he was older than her mother. And
Yeah, and he said there was a scene where he was he could
Well, he
count
was
the
spanking
chins.
her.
Yeah, but he could count the amount of chins that he had that were flapping while he was spanking her,
Yeah,
and he said it was time to hang it up.
yeah.
There are a lot of people
he
that
was-
said that For Your Eyes Only should have been his last one. I think it was supposed to be, but something happened, and it's like Timothy Dalton was supposed to do Goldeneye, and
Yeah.
but just internal politics with different things that they kept hanging it up and postponing it. Where he
Yeah, because
finally
there was
had
a
to get another
huge
job.
gap between License to Kill and Goldeneye. Wasn't it like 5 years
Yeah.
or some stupid thing like
Something
that?
like that, yeah.
Timothy Dalton was in the show Penny Dreadful, and he had an epic beard in the first season, and he shaved it for the second. And I was devastated.
When was that?
Teens,
Oh, it's not too long ago.
yeah.
Because he was in The Rocketeer. You ever see The Rocketeer?
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard of it.
It's actually it's a cool movie. You might like it.
Kind of like the Iron Giant. They were good movies, but this kind of went under the radar.
Kind of, set in the 30s and everything's like real streamlined, modern, and Timothy Dalton plays a bad guy.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
One of those. I don't know if it was. What was the one Aha did the song for?
That was Living Daylights.
Right. So Joe Don Baker played a bad guy in it, or it might have been License to Kill, and then the next movie was Goldeneye, and he played like a good guy, but like some kind of goofy comic relief good guy.
Yeah. No, he played the bad guy in Living Daylights. He was this weird, general guy who arms dealer and all that stuff.
He just floofied recently, like last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
You didn't see too much of him, but I like him. He's really good in Walking Tall. He just didn't see
Mitchell.
too much of him. Huh?
Mitchell.
Joe Don Baker.
Yeah, he was Mitchell.
Looked a little like Meatloaf.
Yeah.
I'm sad we lost Meatloaf, too.
Yep.
It's because he... What?
Bob. His name is Robert Paulson.
Who? Who are we
Meatloaf.
talking?
Meatloaf. You
Oh,
gotta
really?
be-
As,
you gotta be a
Tom
Fight
Snyder
Club.
called him Mr. Loaf.
When in Fight Club, they actually had his real name?
Yeah, in Project Mayhem, after he died, no one has a name. He did. He does. His name is Robert Paulson. Then they all started chanting it. And the narrator's like, "Ah, damn it."
Oh, interesting. Was his real name Robert Paulson or just in the Fight Club?
In Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
Bob.
Wow. We'll talk about.
The guy across the street looked like Meatloaf. like an older Meatloaf, and then but that was 10 years ago, and he doesn't look really like Meatloaf anymore.
Neither does Meatloaf.
His real name was Michael Lee Aday, or born Marvin Lee Aday.
Okay, yeah, you were talking about people found under the lake and how they didn't decompose.
That was the word I was looking for.
I remember they found a guy in a Scottish bog,
Oh yeah.
and
There's
he'd been there like 500 years or something, and was still intact.
They're very low oxygen environments, so bogs and peat moss and stuff will
Right.
preserve you forever.
It's pretty wild. His head was kind of bent, but other than that, he was pretty
Oh, he
much
could have been like
intact.
Doctor Who.
They give
Yeah.
them CPR.
Because the guy in Doctor Who,
That would
the
suck.
one
That would
before
suck
the
to
other
be.
one had a bent head.
So I did. I threw up again last night.
Oh,
So I think I'm trying to figure what has my diet changed. Because I threw up that last Tuesday, last week before we did BabbleGab, and I thought I was kind of thinking maybe I'm getting the flu, but I didn't. I felt fine the next day, and then I was fine. But it was last night I did it. So I'm like, what am I? So all I can think of is I was drinking a lot more coffee than usual, and I was putting the stevia in the coffee instead of the brown sugar.
oh,
So I'm gonna knock off putting stevia in the coffee and see what happens, because maybe it's causing some kind of weird. Because since stevia is not real sugar, maybe the body doesn't know what to do with it. But I put it in my tea on my weekend nights, and it's never affected me like that. So I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, tried a couple weeks without it.
it's been a long time since I
Yeah.
had to barf.
Oh gosh, it must have been
Right.
10 years. I was unaccustomed to it.
I had 3 years where I was throwing up every day,
Really?
and yeah, and I got good at it. It was like, all right, I can do this without really being all. I mean, it's disgusting, but it wasn't as bad. But I eventually figured out it was my grandma's cat. It pissed in every single room of the house,
Ugh.
and it was like really bad under my desk. But it was like I constantly smelled it, so I didn't even notice it. But and that's like, grandma died, and then the next day we're at the dump friends like, here, you want a cat? So then I replaced all the carpets and I stopped throwing up. I'm like, oh,
That's awful.
that was it.
Ugh. I wouldn't be able to stand that. Ugh.
It was rough.
It's like Barb has a cat and it doesn't smell like that. But then
Well,
she
I've
I don't
always
think
had cats, but they didn't. They used the litter box.
Oh, that's right. You just said that it's just pissed all over the carpet and everything. That's nasty.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Speaking of pissing on the carpet.
Well, you mentioned Doctor Who. I was sitting here trying to figure out who the current doctor is. Is it still that lady,
I just remember the one with a bent face.
Jodie? You're talking about Matt Smith?
Yeah. Well, who else had a? I mean, it was his face was a damn banana.
Yeah. I like his or David Tennant.
Yeah.
Both of those I like their.
I like Eccleston was my favorite, and Tennant was good, but those are the only two I've seen.
Yeah, I was. I've been waiting for him to come out with a new Doctor so I can go watch it again, but it just totally lost me with Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker.
Why is that?
They just didn't embody the Doctor, in my opinion. So apparently they've only had 13 Doctors, but
I didn't even think there was that many.
yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. 17. Wait a minute. I don't know how to read this chart. That's what's
You don't
confusing.
know how to read.
No.
Reading is fundamental.
Oh, I see. There's more. Oh, they have what? She was the 13th Doctor. David Tennant came back as the 14th Doctor for just 1 year. Then the 15th Doctor was, I can't even pronounce it, Ncuti Gatwa.
Oh, he was the African guy, right?
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. But
When they put the
he's
rims on the TARDIS.
he's he's the current Doctor.
Yeah.
15th.
Oh, and they're suing McDonald's because the McRib sandwich doesn't have any rib meat in it.
Oh, hate when that happens.
Do people expect it to have rib meat?
Well, it does say McRib right on it. You know they
I
can't
used to
call
like
Pringles potato chips?
Yeah.
Internal Revenue Service has the word service in it, but
Yeah. Well, it ain't well, it's servicing you, but not in that
Yeah.
way. The way a ram services a ewe.
yeah, that's true.
I just wonder if the basements of those buildings are like below water, the sea level.
I was
See,
thinking
I
about the
remember
TARDIS. Go ahead. Go ahead.
the tray table, because I remember in the early days that the tray table that came down was one piece, and then somebody got a bright idea of making it fold in half and be two pieces, so it would, flop around. And I thought maybe I was imagining it, but there it is.
Was that the two-piece?
No, the single piece, the original style, because it's a DC-8. That's flew in those quite a few times.
So that guy is the engineer, right?
Yep.
I always
why
thought he was a
sideways.
navigator.
I don't know if the DC-8s had a navigator position. Because the old commies and stuff, they had a pilot, co-pilot, flight engineer, navigator, and radio man. It was back when the radio took a whole guy just to do that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm not crazy. So there was a navigator at some point. Because this was knowledge from when I was a kid that I never thought of after then until later.
What? Airline navigator?
Yeah,
crew,
the third guy.
Yeah, there was in all those airport movies, with the airplanes, there was always that, like, what was it? George Kennedy. It was always, he'd play like the navigator.
No.
Except for mostly that's the engineer.
Yeah.
The engineer
Well, you
is
have
the
a flight
third
engineer
guy
and a navigator. Because if you watch The High and the Mighty, which is a great John Wayne movie about a plane that doesn't crash. But it was like a disaster averted movie. John Wayne and Robert Stack were the pilots, and the flight engineer was Trelane from Star Trek. Even Steve doesn't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
No, I didn't hear what you said. I was trying to find Doctor Who.
But
Who were you talking about?
Trelane.
It's like a penis behind Tony.
Oh yeah, I know who Trelane was. Yeah, the original series. Kind of looked like Liberace. I
He
always
was
thought
in
he
The High
did.
and the Mighty. And they had a four-man cockpit. They had a navigator and a flight engineer.
There was speculation that Trelane was from the Q continuum,
Yeah.
or they made that after the fact anyway.
Well, of course. It's just that he had, no discipline. At the end of that episode, you realize that he's just a kid, and his parents are pissed off at him.
So, I got a little bit of music trivia.
Uh-oh.
So, in 1970, there was a band called Sugarloaf that had a song called Green Eyed Lady. No, was that it? Green Eyed Lady, Windswept Lady. So, I guess the original name of the band was Chocolate Hair. But the record company, when they wanted to sign them. They said, we don't really want that name because it could have like racial connotations or something. So they named themselves after a mountain because they're from Denver, and there was a mountain called Sugarloaf. So I didn't know if Darren ever heard of that hill or mountain.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
So that's what they were named after. I just thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. There weren't a lot of Denver bands. I know Firefall was one. Winger, was that Denver?
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah,
Yeah.
Denver area.
Beavis and Butthead killed them. Not literally killed them, but they literally killed their career. Then when it became a joke. Grunge probably had something to do with it too. But you know what? You ever hear of King's X?
I've heard the name.
So yeah, I remember it was I had a rock fanzine or something from like '89, and they had a picture of King's X, and they had this black guy with a mohawk kind of a thing, or not a mohawk, but the sides of his head was shaved, and then his hair was longer than that. Kind of horsey liked. I thought it looked kind of cool, but that's all I really knew about them. And then they kind of disappeared. And I saw a short documentary on YouTube about them, and this is in like 88, 87. They were pretty damn amazing, and the whole grunge thing copied them. They said that they had these like crazy harmonies that were kind of Beatles-like, and this and that, and this guitar that kind of sounded like a grand piano falling downstairs, but in a good way. And this bass, the lead singer, the black guy or whatever, he played a 12-string bass, which is what Pearl Jam ended up playing in Jeremy. And it's like you know what? It turns out that they were big in the Christian circuit, and they made a lot of their living in like the Christian bookstores selling the music. And then the black guy came out later as gay, and basically all the Christian bookstores, they just stopped, returned to sender. They wouldn't have anything to do with them. So I'm like, well, let me check these guys out. And gosh dang, it sounded just like Alice in Chains, the harmonies. And this was from the 80s or whatever. And it's just like, wow, the guy wasn't kidding. They really did. They ripped these guys off. And they did, but they sounded amazing. Their harmonies and everything, it was really good. So I recommend, if you just want to hear some kind of cool kind of metal kind of music that you might not have heard, to check them out.
I'll be right back.
My stories usually get that
When Tony's
reaction.
going to check them out.
Oh, maybe, I guess so.
They made me think of something, but then I forgot it.
I just love music stories.
Oh, yeah. There's a Steel Panther documentary, and they're interviewing the bass player, and he's got like a 5-string bass. And he's basically, he said, the guitarist tells me what notes to play. I just use this big string. They're like, oh, you don't play all the other strings? No, they're just there to look badass.
I'll wait till Tony returns, but
What was that?
what was what?
Oh, I heard something.
I think the holodeck just blew a fuse.
Oh, is that what that was? There it is.
Why did you put a penny in the fuse panel? Fuses blow, Captain. Pennies don't.
That's right.
A little bit of trivia, if you're a Star Trek fan, is Steve Jarrett did the voice of Scotty and Bones in that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite lines, too.
You nailed it, Steve.
I remember.
Everybody in that did great.
I can't even remember the line.
Putt did a great Spock.
Fuses blow, Captain. Pennies don't. Is that right? Yeah.
Isn't that El Capitan there? Isn't that where they were going up on their rocket things in the Star Trek 5?
Yeah, it kind of looks like El Capitan.
But
Yeah.
Somebody took Star Trek Five, several scenes from it, and they put in a laugh track. It was so good.
Oh yeah, I think I've
It
seen
was
it.
really good. It's on YouTube. It's really fun because I thought everybody hates that movie, but I liked it because it was funny. And I think the difference is I wasn't a Trekkie, so I just saw it as a funny movie. It's like the comic book movies. It's people who read the comic books and are big fans of it. They end up hating the movies all the time. But it's like if you don't know the comic book, then you just kind of watch it
Hmm.
as it is, and usually get more enjoyment out of it because your expectations aren't huge, and you're not thinking, well, Kirk would never say that or do this, and it's like if you're not a big Trekkie, you don't think that, you don't overanalyze everything.
Did we have the control panels blow up after that line?
Right before the control panel blew up, and he's like, Scotty, why did you put a penny in the fuse panel? I don't know. That doesn't make sense, does it? I don't know how. It's been a long time since I've seen it. No, no, it hadn't blown up yet, but it blows up later, I think, is what happens.
Okay.
No, it's, yeah,
that
because
explains it.
yeah, what happens is, uh, it might have blown up before. No, that's what happened. It blew up when the saucer hit the thing, and it blew up, and it knocked Chekhov down. And then it was later on. It was a scene later when that's when he was yelling at everybody, and he said, "Scotty, why are you putting a penny in the fuse panel? Fuses blow, Captain. Penny don't." And then that's when Chekhov comes in without a shirt. Why are
And
you
that,
in uniform? There's a red shirt hanging, and then he's like, "No." So so the penny in the fuse panel happened after the explosion, which kind of made the joke. That's why the explosion happened in the first place.
I wish Abrams would have stole that joke too.
Oh, with the
Uh,
fuse panel one.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
stole our stuff.
Because that is a weird coincidence that they put that joke in the very next movie after ours came out with
I
the same
know.
character.
Yeah, but the good thing is it'll say on YouTube it'll at least say 12 years ago or whatever when it was out. So it'll um,
No, it was like December of 12, I think, that we released it,
yeah,
or early 13. I remember looking it up, and then the Star Trek movie came out like May later.
yeah.
So
So
it would be pushing it to include it. So, but I
yeah.
decided.
Well, we'd still beat them to it. Uh, but I think YouTube, it doesn't actually put the date that it was uploaded. It just says 13 or 14 years ago. Um,
Right.
but we did good. And Dennis doing the Chinese guy, he did it perfect. Steve?
I think
Steve.
he froze.
No, he didn't froze. I can see his head kind of bobbing.
No, I didn't say his stream froze. I just said he froze.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah.
He's like Ralphie with the fruit basket staring at his teacher. Uh, no, what was I can't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, no, Dennis did the Chinese guy. Oh my! What with the would you like to see my sword? I can't remember his swords.
Yeah.
His swords. He passed away too.
It happens.
It seems I'm glad none of you like Apology None because it seems like all the big Apology None fans pass away.
Are you just seeing if anybody's listening? So I'm watching. Go ahead.
I'm just saying they do. Ali Gorley was a huge fan, and he floofied, and Dennis Holzebrook really liked my stuff, and he floofied. Deborah Milstein floofied. She was one of my biggest supporters. It's like, damn,
We're getting to that
all my,
age.
all my fans are dead. Well, Allie Gorley wasn't that old. He just had, throat cancer. Just
No,
happened
but
pretty quick.
we're getting to that age.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've been doing a Paul's None for 20 something year, 20 years, 20, I don't know, 25 years, 27. I can't keep track of it anymore.
Well, you need to. That's why we all need to take care of ourselves and be healthy, so that we can live long enough that everybody we ever liked is dead.
Yeah. I'm at the stage now where doing something successful with my music's no longer an option. So I'm kind of hoping that when I floofy, people will discover me, discover my stuff. That's kind of where I am, the stage I'm at now.
Maybe AI will discover it and run with
Oh
it.
God, fucking AI, that shit.
So I'm watching Wednesday, the Addams Family series, and they have a really cool car. And I tried Googling it, but I suck at Google, so I couldn't figure out what it was.
I
But it
guess
looks like a 40s limo or something.
let me see. Wednesday TV show car.
Yeah.
It's a '38 Pontiac stretched on a G-Wagon chassis. What do you
Pretty.
mean you couldn't Google it?
Because I Google it and I just get a bunch of images that says Adams Family car, and then I try to click on them and it doesn't take me to a page that tells me about it. It just takes me to another picture. It just takes me to another link of the same picture.
I just
I
put
s-
Wednesday TV show car. The AI just said exactly what it was, and I looked at the picture, the images. They got all sorts of things about it.
Um, how many windows does it have on the side,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
including the?
Not including the wing.
Okay. Anyway, I like one of those
But
instead of
there's
a
another
mirror.
one that's got 4. So I'm seeing like 2 different but it's TV, so they might use several.
Yeah. Well, it says that my first link. I typed in Wednesday Adams car, and the first one comes up and it says the new Adams Family car is 4-wheel drive. So
Oh,
the new
yeah,
one,
it's cool looking. So they were rich, huh?
yeah,
I guess they were rich. I guess that was kind of the gist.
yeah, they had a mansion.
Yeah, I suppose. I wasn't into the show. I've seen a little bit of it.
It didn't get syndicated at the right time for us, apparently.
Yeah, I it it might have been like on maybe Saturday afternoons or something because I do remember seeing it. I just don't remember watching it enough to appreciate the characters and stuff. Tony liked, but
I didn't catch the title.
we were talking about Adam's Family because Darren liked the Wednesday, the new Adams Family, and he liked the car, and it was a '38 Pontiac stretch limo.
Yeah, the original series, they had a Packard that only appeared like once or twice.
But what it I was just thinking they're rich, huh? And he's like, yeah, they got a mansion. That's what kind of started the conversation.
Oh,
And
okay.
they never
It wasn't syndicated right for us.
Well, I mean, Gomez had his stock ticker, the glass covered thing with the little paper tape that would come out and it would say, "I'm ruined." Oh, I'm rich again. But yeah,
Yeah, our conversation was kind of how we couldn't escape the Brady Bunch. It was just always on when you got home from school. But the Partridge Family wasn't. The only time we got to see the Partridge Family is when we were at our cousin's house in Missouri on like Channel 41 and play it.
I don't
And I think
remember ever seeing it.
Partridge Family,
Yeah.
just basically at Judy's. And I think when we were at Dad's, I saw a few episodes.
I remember being on after school.
Yeah, see, they didn't show it after school with us. I mean, not in Denver, but the Brady Bunch.
yeah, they did in Hawaii. They did in Hawaii. I remember watching. I remember the little
Partridges?
birds. The little birds coming.
I just remember
out of
watching
the
it
egg.
after school. I watched General Hospital, and then an hour later, Partridge Family would be on. I don't remember what channel.
When I was a kid, I remember seeing the trailers for it on TV, and it seemed like would be fun to watch. But
Yeah.
we pretty much it was prime time. We watched what our parents watched.
Even back then, as a kid, that came on in 1970. I was like 8 years old, I had a crush on Shirley Jones. I remember that.
What about Alice?
Different show.
Wendy said, I know that they are rich in the movie, but don't think they explain where the money came from.
They
Grave
dug it up.
robbing. Yeah.
Huh?
Grave
Well, no,
robbing.
I think
Grave
in the
robbing.
original 64 series, they just came from old money. They just were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they struck
Oh.
oil in Arkansas. Oh, no, it was Missouri.
But weren't the Munsters rich too? No, he was working.
No, he worked for
Funeral home.
Funeral home. Yeah.
yeah
funeral home.
for
Oh, what was his name?
yeah, damn it, I hate when I
No,
can't
no.
remember people's names. It's
Well, I
insane.
remember. I know it's Herman. We're talking about the guy who worked for at the funeral home.
Yeah, it was David Carradine's father,
Mr.
John Carradine.
Spacely.
John Carradine.
But the character's name. He's
Oh,
Herman always
Mr.
said.
Gravely or Wooden thing or
Yeah.
Saying the Carradines were nepo babies too.
Nipple babies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they call these. That's what they call people that are born into like showbiz because their parents are stars. Kind of like Drew Barrymore.
Okay. Well, that means
Nicolas Cage is a nepo baby. They said.
except that
Oh,
he
Nepo.
did
And
change
he-
his name from Coppola to Cage to
thought
try
you
to
said- I thought you said
avoid
nipple.
some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
said
he, said
nip-
what he
nipple
wanted
baby.
to do it on his own, but I don't know if he actually did it on his own or.
Well, that would make David Cassidy a nepo baby then.
Yeah, a lot of them. Sean Cassidy.
John Cassidy. Yeah.
John Cassidy was, if it's the same one, went on to write and do TV shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a one in Florida called Invasion with aliens that showed up in the water.
Was that Sean Cassidy?
It was a Sean Cassidy.
Well, there was
I'm
a Sean
assuming it's
Cassidy.
the same one, but it might be a totally different guy. I don't know.
Facebook's they're always recommending, hey, do you want to be this person's friend? And one time it said Sean Cassidy, and I'm like, oh, I remember Sean Cassidy. His posters were all over my cousin's room.
Yeah.
So went ahead and sent, just for shits and giggles, sent him a friend request, and he accepted it. But I'm like, this guy doesn't look anything like the handsome guy from the. He looked kind of bony and skinny and tall. But he
Sean
accepted
did.
my request, and then I found out he was Lurch's son.
Oh, Ted Cassidy.
Yeah, and he looks just like Lurch too. So he's always like posting like get-togethers he does, to do with Lurch and that kind of
You know-
Addams Family stuff.
It took me years to realize that the voice at the beginning of the Incredible Hulk was Ted Cassidy. And he also did the growls of the Hulk too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dr. David Banner. Now I can hear it. Didn't realize it was Lurch.
What
doing
did you tell Lou Ferrigno? Oh, when you were dressed as Hoodoo, when you said, "I'm green too, but I'm cool." No, you didn't do it because you didn't dress up.
it. I know.
See, if you'd have dressed up as Hoodoo, you could have done that. It would have been perfect. It'd have been.
Oh
lovely.
yeah, You're not the only one that can turn green, you bastard.
But we were talking about the bass string.
Yeah.
So I just released a song called Glass Horsies. And I detuned my aria guitar, the low strings on it, and gave it a baritone sound. And it sounds kind of neat in the song. But it actually did pretty well on the Facebook. A lot of people really liked it. I didn't expect that. Just another song. So I'm 7 songs into the new album now. I still think the one I did 2 weeks ago is the best song I've ever done, but it's all subjective.
Did you name it the best song I've ever done? Because then it would be.
Yeah. Oh, like that's what the Pick of Destiny guys, Tenacious D.
Oh, yeah,
that song.
tribute.
I know I'm probably doing a retread here, but I had these 2 songs. I had this last year. I had this demo list of 40 songs, and they were just ideas, and I would just hum and add little things to them, and they get bigger and bigger until they're 10 or 15 minutes each little thing. And I had these 2. I kind of called them stablemates. I had one that was called I'll Be There For You and You Were On My Mind. They're very cliche, hallmarky type titles. And I was like, I kind of rolled my eyes the fact that I even had both of them there. But there was a little something in them. I thought, maybe I could do something with these. And I did. You Were On My Mind was the first one. And no, it wasn't like the Willie Nelson one. But I did. That was the first song off the album that I recorded. And I was like, that sounded pretty good. So I'll Be There For You. It's not like the Friends one. It was like anything you want, I'll be there for you. It was still cliche and stupid sounding, but when I listened to the notes, I'm like, I finally got the gist of it. I'm like, oh, it's a faster pace, and I'm like in my mental notes or my notes, I said twice over the months that I need to sing it an octave higher. I'm like, I can't sing it an octave higher. What am I thinking? But I could hear the gist of it, how good it sounded. And finally, I'm like, well, I have enough to do this song now. So I went ahead and I slated it to record. And then when I went to record it, I realized I don't really have a chorus for this after all. I thought I had a chorus, or otherwise I wouldn't have put it out here. And I did the drums, and I'm like, I'm not liking this. I'm going to scrap this whole thing. But then I got to thinking, wait, I did it stablemate, and I owe it to at least try. So I was sitting out on the swing one night, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, wait a second. Instead of I'll Be There For You, how about I'll Be One For You? Like, a kite on a string, I'll be one for you. A friend for life, I'll be one for you. And so the next day I recorded it, and I was able to hit those notes. I was able to sing it an octave higher the first time I did it. And I listened to it that night, and I was gobsmacked by it. It was like hearing a song for the first time. I could not believe what I was hearing. And I just like, this is something else. And I really think it's the best song I'd ever done.
You usually send me songs after you do them. I haven't gotten any long time.
You haven't asked for them.
You usually send them anyway.
I know you wanted them. I'll send it to you.
I always do. I appreciate it.
I'll send you a few off the new album. Yeah, I've got 7. I don't know if you want all 7 or you want. I know you like surprises.
Yeah.
I'll send you a few of them.
Okay.
It's
Appreciate
shaping up because I thought Hideaway was the best thing and at the time it was, but this one I think is even blowing Hideaway out of the water, and I wasn't expecting it.
You're mad at me because I like really, really, really still.
I'm not mad at you because you liked it. I just kind of like, I do have newer stuff. Than
I haven't. How long?
old
It's been a
fossil.
long time since I played it.
It's
2
just because
weeks.
it has really good drums.
Is that is that you on drums there, Darren?
Yeah, that's
You'd
what
have to ask him.
Darren was playing Barry at that time.
Ah,
I think it's the only song I got with Darren on drums.
I just like that song. I like they're all guys. Just really, really, really sticks out for me for some reason.
It's like a prick.
Yeah. Hey, your song is like a prick to me.
It sticks out.
Here's a song that's been like a prick to me.
About time we had something funny on this show.
Yeah, about time. What, an hour?
More than that, but about an hour and a half. It's about 8:30 our
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it is.
I thought of a
What's that,
bunch
Hong
of
Kong?
funny stuff. I just didn't say it.
Yeah.
Do what?
I thought of a bunch of funny stuff. I just
Well-
didn't say it.
You gotta say it. Because if you don't say it, it's just like,
Darn.
you know.
I remember that old United logo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only because I had a girlfriend when I was 4, and she had this fold-out United plane. It was like a play set
Mm.
for
Yeah,
Barbies. It was like the Barbie plane.
You had a girlfriend at 4 years old with a
Yeah, her
fold-out
name was
bed.
April. I might have been. I think it was 5.
With a fold-out bed.
She might have been 4. Yeah, I've got a picture with her. We look like we're best friends, and I've only met her once. My mom took me over to her house, and we were playing with her toys, and she was so cute, and she was just a good friend, and that's the only time I ever saw her.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Quite beautiful.
Hey guys, what a wild show last week, huh?
Oh,
Oh,
Glad
yeah.
I
yeah.
finally make it
So,
on.
hey,
You
now-
know, it was so great to talk to everybody.
Wow.
But last week's show?
What? What do you mean I wasn't there, Tony?
Yeah.
Of course I was there.
Yeah, we were
Remember?
there.
Remember
We
that
weren't
segment?
there, dummy.
The fire truck
I don't-
fit.
I don't
Come
remember.
on, man. That was like, even by my standards,
Didn't have-
crazy shit. And you guys were like doing those like phony accents, those Australian
What?
accents and stuff.
No.
And
What?
change your
What?
names. Like,
What?
What?
I think Tony changed his name to, what was it? Frikey the Thunder Banana or something.
Ah,
And
You did?
can't remember what yours was, Steve. I think it was like Kangaroo Jack Arse or something.
Jack
It's
Arse.
crazy. You guys are like so spot
What?
on. I was
News-
really
remembering
blown by
something?
tonight, so I'm glad I could like come back today and oh, wait a minute.
What?
Well, it's good to have you back,
show,
man.
wasn't
yeah.
That
You were
explains
you
why
were probably
Tony
on
was
some
so
other
funny that night.
Australian guy's show.
Okay. Well, this time I promise. I mean, everything's working for the most part beautifully,
Uh-huh.
but it's just going to be sound. My camera's out or something, and
Oh.
oh, hold on one second. My phone's
It's good to
ringing.
have you back.
Oh, wait.
Hello?
We're worried.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I ain't doing anything. Nothing special, anyways.
What?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll be right there. I'll catch you later. Bye. Well, listen, guys. You know how, like, on an airline, you have standby passengers? Well, I really enjoy a good prostate exam, and I haven't been able to line one of those up. But they have this new program. It's like an online thing where, like, if you sign up and another person that's getting a prostate exam bails out, you can fill their spot. And they totally just bailed. So, as much as I'd love to do the show today, I gotta go. Catch you guys in the next show. I promise.
Wait.
I promise that as a fact. 100%. I swear on Tony's life.
Well, dude, that's.
Love you guys. Peace out.
Wait,
Mwah.
well,
But
Neb.
well, it's nice to know that he survived the lightning in the shower.
Well,
the
yeah, but-
shower incident, I guess.
Was he cheating on us with another show? It sounded like.
Yeah,
It sounds like he's
that
cheating
was
on us with a butt doctor or
Oh,
a dick doctor. What-
it. Well, it's still
Well,
it's
what
still
happens
the
at the
butt.
butt doctor stays at the butt doctor.
Yeah.
What happens with butt doctors in Vegas? What you know, the people that when they if they live in Vegas and they go to the doctor and they try to get the results, or, you know, and they're out of town. Nope. What happens in Vegas stays. I just need to know if I get positive or negative. Nope. Sorry, that didn't land.
Butt doctors steaming mad at butts.
Today's American Top 40 is brought to you in part by the Butt Doctor.
It turns out gonorrhea can leave Vegas.
The Butt Doctor who?
Do they have a gonorrhea song like they did the diarrhea song when kids sing? I didn't think I really knew much about gonorrhea when I was a kid.
What is gonorrhea? That like diarrhea of the mouth?
No, it's like a VD.
The drip.
a DVD?
Yeah,
No, it's
that's
a
exactly it.
STD.
Isn't that motor oil STD?
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Stone Temple
For
Pilots.
my car, it's STD. Was that Johnny Cash used to sing that? But no, when you're kids, you know the diarrhea song. You remember diarrhea when you're headed up to bat and you hear a sudden splat. Diarrhea. Ramona and I, my cousin, we used to sing that.
I was listening to a one of the radio shows over the weekend in the car, and I forget which one it was. And he played. I don't know what the name of it is. It whistles. It goes. And anyway, we used to make up words of that one, and it's like, Comet, it makes your teeth turn green. Comet, it tastes like Listerine. You ever heard that one? You ever heard of that? Comet
Yep.
can make you vomit, so get some Comet and vomit today.
Are you still eating Comet, Tim?
No, that was just once. That was it was dark, and I had made some pasta, you know, with the lights off and everything. It was just the moonlight, and I
thought that was
sprinkled
cheese.
what I thought was Parmesan cheese. Actually, I didn't, but my character Peter Pot did in my Cooperatives graphic novel.
Wow.
That was a gag from that.
Oh, you ought to see what my 5-year-old niece at the time did with my record, my 45 vinyl records. I woke up one morning and she was cleaning them in the sink with Comet.
Nice. At least she's thoughtful.
I was washing the Porsche, and Kiana was like 3, and she wanted to help me. So I'm out there with my sponges, and she grabs a wire chimney brush and starts heading for the car.
Oh, no.
Luckily, I caught her.
Oh, that would have been a mess.
Dang. But I actually did make a 450-page graphic novel. And I started it in high school. and I finished it like 17 years later
Wow.
in like 2006. And I just worked on it constantly. Not like 24/7, but it's like if I'm at the dentist office, I'd bring my little pad with me and I would just work on it. Anytime like I had an idle time where I wasn't working on a costume, or I was working on that book. And
Isn't that a good feeling when you work that hard on something, you get it finished?
yeah, of course, I finish everything I do. But that was,
There's a lot of
'cause,
work, though.
I'm kind of, because I used to always I quote books. Basically, I'd take some papers and staple them together. When I was a kid, and they were all car crashes and airships blowing up and stuff. That's all it was. They never had hardly any plot. And then it was just like the next one I worked on was the cooperatives, and it just took off. And it took me 17 years to make it.
17.
17 years is when I worked on it.
You did it
And
by
it's on
hand?
actually, huh?
Did it by hand?
Yeah, it's all pencil. And you can see it. It's all on DeviantArt. It's got its own profile.
Oh, it's perverted.
What do you mean it's perverted?
If it's on DeviantArt, it's probably perverted, isn't it?
DeviantArt is just an art site.
Ah, okay.
But they've got what do you call it? They've got a high threshold of tolerance, so you'll get some perverted stuff on there that you wouldn't find on Facebook or YouTube.
Oh, you mean they show a lot of latitude then, or?
Yeah, you could show they don't tolerate woodies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Art isn't so a Woody isn't considered any art at all.
So is that like late 50s, early 60s station wagons?
Hey, Wally, did
Yeah,
you
that
have
kind
a
of-
Woody this morning?
No,
Oh, my
it's
dad's got a quad.
well, no, because I think that crosses the path into porn. So they wouldn't have like sex, and I guess they consider like a Woody sex. But you could
Yeah.
they could show nudity there and stuff. But
But Woody
the
doesn't
cooperatives-
always mean sex, does it?
what?
Yeah, that's the rule in Japan. You couldn't have a penis in a vagina. It
Well,
was
that's-
illegal and it was obscene. So that's
Oh,
why
well.
you get tentacles and all sorts of other things.
Oh, that's weird. No, they took one of my pictures down because they said I had a Woody, and it's like no, it was just dangling there. I don't know why they thought that.
I don't have a Woody. I have a large endowment. Oh.
Yeah, there was another one they took down because I had the horse head on. I thought I was a child, and I'm like, no,
Oh, jeez.
like
They
50
don't know the
years
difference between
old.
the horse and the child.
No, it was just a proportion, I guess,
Oh, you mean they
'cause
thought you were a child with the horse head on?
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway, no, the cooperatives
was
has its own page, So look it up. It's the dash cooperatives. But it's a
I
long
have-
read. But it's
I have a copy of it Tim made for me, and it's in a big 3-ring binder. And I always appreciated him drawing out the whole thing again for me.
yeah.
Well,
That's what I drew out like probably 7 of them. That's why it took 17 years, is because I was having to.
And
not
Wendy,
to be-
Wendy mentioned Toy Story. That's kind of after all of our times. I think I did see it once.
Not
though.
the first one. The first one was good.
Now, not to be deviant about it or perverted about it, is they don't allow erections on that, but that can be considered art in some forms.
What do you mean?
Well, if Olivia Newton-John's singing about him.
Yeah, my erection. It's just they just had a bar, and that was the bar. They don't allow woodies.
Well, then they shouldn't allow girls.
Believe me, there are woodies. I don't know why they just took mine down because they thought that's all I know.
Maybe they were jealous what you have.
Could have been, yeah. It was. But you can appeal it, and it's like I don't want to appeal that because then that's.
Then
it becomes-
you'd have to show, everything to prove it. This is my size. It's not erect. Look.
Well, no, that's what they never mind. I don't want to go too far into that.
Oh, this
It's
We
not
passed that
something I
exit a
wanted
long
to dive.
time
I didn't want to delve deeper into it. So
I'm digging this conversation, man.
Of course, I mean, Steve thinks that all babies should be shown porn from the moment they're born.
Huh?
Well, they kind of are.
I have a limit too, you know.
Well,
The thing is,
DA
it's
does have
okay
a-
to see boobies when you're 0 to like a year old. It's okay to see boobies, and then after that
Yeah.
you can't see them until you're 18, and then you can see them again.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you got to eat.
I remember switching from boobs to formula. It sucked. Formula,
Well,
it tasted like
that's usually how
ass.
it works.
You
Well,
remember
you're
that
using the
far
wrong
back?
end.
I remember
You wrote the wrong end.
ashes.
I think some of my issues were because. Are you guys there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
I
was
just
trying not to
froze.
gag.
I don't know why I froze. I think some of my issues are because I was allergic to milk when I was a kid, and my mom didn't wean me onto milk, and just kept giving me that soy stuff, and then I didn't. So my dad said that's why I don't like milk, but also I think that led to some other issues. I was thinking about the issues because I read about it, but I can't remember what the issue was. But I can't remember what lack of milk could cause.
I don't remember if I was ever breastfed when I was a baby.
I don't remember being breastfed, but I remember switching to formula, and I hated it. So
That's
I'm
like-
assuming
that's what-
I'm assuming I switched from breasts. I don't know. I
That's
don't
kind of like
that-
switching from Bud to Miller.
or from Bud to, or from Miller to, like water.
Well, I
Nasty.
Miller,
Pond-
Miller pretty
pond
pretty
water.
much is water.
Pond water.
Oh. Ew.
I probably still don't like drinking formula. I haven't tried it.
Kind of,
Yeah,
it
Dad, I
smells
like-
nasty.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to have that soy milk either. I call it Neil Mole soy or something they call it. I liked it. I remember liking it when I was a little kid.
It grosses me out. My daughter just had a baby, and she's talking to me about how she pumps her breast so the kid has something to eat. If she's not like, I don't want to hear this.
Ew,
You know.
that's disgusting.
Arrested.
Yeah,
arrested
it looks like a
develop-
clown horn. It looks like a clown horn, and they stick it on there.
Breast pump?
Yeah, looks like a
Arrested,
clown horn.
Reeker, reeker.
Yeah, exactly.
Arrested Development. The dad was hiding up in the attic, and he found one of those, and he's like, "What's this for?" And they told him, and then the next time they go up there, he's kind of got breasts because he's just bored, doesn't have anything else to do.
But speaking of putt, that was my my graphic novel, like Cooperatives, that was actually influenced by Putt.
Oh, nice.
When we were visiting Colorado, and Putt was showing us this thing he was working on, and it had kind of people with fedoras, and it was kind of, and I think that's what kind of influenced me to make that, and that's kind of basically the whole, the whole style of it is they had the fedoras and that kind of dress, which is very unlike me, but it wasn't like taking place in the 40s because there were different cars from different generations in it and stuff. So it was just kind of a weird thing, kind of like
Wasn't
me.
that Samantha's mother, Fedora?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Wasn't she? No.
No, she was named after the bumpers on a Pontiac.
Yeah.
Who was it that was the wife of Honeymooners?
Oh,
Donna
Yeah, what's
Summer.
Donna
Yeah.
Summer.
Mulva.
Mulva.
Well, Alice, To the Moon Alice, I think it was Joyce Randolph.
Joyce Randolph. She's
There
the one
it is.
that ended up being the mother on Too Close for Comfort.
Oh, was he? Oh, I never
Yeah.
watched it. Oh, wait, I got to stick this
Yeah,
breast
you gotta
thing on
stick
the
it.
breast. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's
There
what
you
it
go,
sounds
Emily.
like, too.
So they're trying to sneak it in an airport.
time to breastfeed. Here we go. There's a precious moment for you. Oh my.
So that's how you know you're old, if you remember going exiting an airliner on the tarmac. Well, I
I
would take that back. They still do that.
I did. We
Yeah,
do
small
that in
airports you
Clearwater.
still do.
Clearwater
that?
Airport still does that.
I did it in LaGuardia,
They really.
and I also did it in Oslo,
Oslo, where's that at?
Norway.
Norway.
Oh, there's a character on Keeping Up Appearances. Name it. Oh, that was Onslow. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, at Onslow on Keeping Up Appearances
Mhm.
was the voice of Paul McCartney in Yellow Submarine.
Oh,
So
he
they didn't
did the
do their
voice
actual
Paul
voices
McCartney.
in the cartoon.
Really?
Was it you that said all the Beatles in that sounded the same?
All the Beatles sound the same.
I mean, in the
Yeah,
Yellow
Onslow,
Submarine
Onslow
movie.
did Paul. I forget who did the others
I didn't know that.
because they couldn't get them to do the voices themselves.
Hey, John, I thought we would do a movie, and we'd call it Yellow Dingaling. Sorry. Let me get I gotta get my John voice. I would like to hear a little bit more about the movie. That sounds more like Dutch or something. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
John Clive, Jeffrey Hughes, Paul Anglis, Dick Emery.
Didn't John Claude Van Damme do one of the voices?
John
Wasn't
Clive
born yet?
did one of the voices. There's Jeffrey Hughes is the one who did Onslow. And
Yeah,
did
it
the
was
voice.
Onslow.
I'll be right back.
Whoever
It's one of my
Paul-
favorite little pieces of trivia, though. That was like Onslow did the Paul McCartney, and he did a great job. He probably did the best voice on there.
Yeah. They should have got Timmy to do the voice of Paul back then.
Yeah, there you go.
He wasn't
Well, it was
born yet.
1968, and Timmy was like 2 years away from being born.
Oh, well, he could have. They could have put the movie on hold. You know.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Train, we figured it out. You're a train.
Ooh. I hate when I run into these happy coincidences about finding a song I could use for YouTube's Got Talent.
Huh.
Someone doing Sleepwalk. Whoever did that.
Oh. It's an instrument. I hope he's doing all the instruments because it's an instrumental.
Yeah,
Unless he's coming up with words for it.
yeah.
Sleepwalk.
Oh, he starts over.
Da, 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 sleepwalk. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Sleepwalk.
Talking about sleepwalk. Oh, I'd say sleepwalk, nothing but sleepwalk. Star Wars, that was Bill Murray's. There's Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. That was actually better than hearing the John Williams version. Oh, I don't think I could use this. This was put up here 12 years ago. Oh, wait, I think I've played him before. Jason Hobbs. Doing Sleepwalk. I remember Jason Hobbs. Well, some of the YouTubers I do are several years old.
Yeah.
I mean the videos, not the people doing it.
Right.
Jason Hobbs. Okay, I did play Sleepwalk.
All right.
It's in my files. Okay, never mind. Now, we're talking if YouTube's Got Talent on the Steve Jarrett Morning Show, Monday through Friday, if anyone's curious or not. Which one flags that? Okay.
SteveJarrett.com.
That's right.
Friday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, I think.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern. What's that, 7-year time, Tony?
Yep.
Ooh, you got to get up earlier than the rest of 7 a.m. my time. I'm starting to work on the show.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not as early as Big Bob.
Oh yeah,
About
Bob.
6 a.m. So if you wonder why, Phil's not there sometimes, it's 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's
Especially in the wintertime because you guys love getting up in the dark.
yeah. I guess that would be rough. But I need to find out tomorrow. I got to get a hold of Bob. Am I doing the show or not?
Remember this song from 1843?
Yeah. See if you remember this great hit from 1822. I don't know. Now from the AT40 archives, number 1 this day in 1722.
Oh my gosh.
Because I always thought he was saying 1840. It's like, what the fuck? 1840?
Oh, yeah,
He had
eight-
records in 1840.
Yeah, my grandmother said the same thing. I was listening to it. She was over at the house once, and Casey said, "This is AT40," and she's like, "What the hell is this AT or 1840 crap?" You know.
Yeah.
Well, she also said she heard Michael Jackson singing "She's Out of My Life," and she's like, "Why is that girl singing about another girl?"
Well, you played a song on your show today. One of the YouTube's Got Talent. It was like a dude. He was singing about
The bread song.
about but he was
Make It
he was
With
saying
You.
him and them. He never said her when he was talking about the person he broke up with.
Oh
Which
yeah.
song?
Make It With You by Bread. No.
Oh, yeah,
No,
the
Everything
Bread
I
song.
Own. That's what it was. Everything I
Everything
Own.
I Own.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
about his dad. It was about his father.
Yeah. I keep, when I hear "Make It With You," I keep hearing, "I want to get naked with you."
I'm sure that was.
And then that other one,
what they
yeah.
intended.
and I saw your daddy underneath the tree.
So, Daddy.
No, but Everything I Own really was about his dad, though. That's probably what he's saying.
Wow.
Well, that was the inspiration, but it was. I think it was them bears. I don't know if they're making out or fighting.
Is that like
Sometimes
a?
it's
That
It's kind
looks
of
like
hard to tell. Yeah,
looks like a
with bears,
Klingon
it's
mating
hard to-
ritual.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna, sometimes with bears, like bears and apes, sometimes it's hard to tell if they're real or people in suits.
Well, especially on the Andy Williams show. Remember that? That ape. Man, my show.
Yeah, you
my
played a
age.
song on your show this morning. You had it was the top 100, or the number 100,
Yeah.
and the guy, because
Born
he sang
Free.
"Born Free," and he did do a bad job, but it's just tough to follow Andy Williams on that song.
Yeah. That wasn't Born Free. Yeah. That group was called the Hesitations.
Yeah, which they should have.
They hesitated. Should have hesitated a little more.
Hesitations. That's kind of a neat name. I
Hesitate.
still like that name, Green Mom. I wish I'd have named my band that.
Green, Green Mom.
Green Mom.
Here.
It just,
And now up 3 notches. Here's Green Mom.
I like that. We got that. We did this from like a week ago. We were talking about Lost in Space with the Green Mom.
Green
Oh,
Mom singing
yeah.
Black Betty.
Yeah.
Ooh, Black Betty, Bam Ram. Now the song
liked
is
that
it's all Bama Lamb, and they named the group Ram Jam. So it's
Oh,
like the
yeah,
group was
yeah.
sort of halfway named after the song that they
Yeah.
sang.
Yeah. I heard what Black Betty was actually about, and I can't remember what it was.
I think it's about a black lady.
Yeah.
I
Or it
think-
was
I
about
think
those
it was-
lollipops you used to get. You know, like
Oh.
it was the same company that made Zag Nuts and Bit of Paper, but they were. You remember it was like this dark colored stuff that I guess sort of tasted semi chocolatey, and it was on a stick, and you would suck it, and it would, if you touch anything with it, would stick to it. Like,
Huh.
no, that was
What was
Black
that
Cow.
now?
Sorry, Black Cow actually.
I just.
There was a candy I used to get back in the early 70s when I went to a Bible study. The lady, there was a Bible group or something like that, lady next door. Anyway, she would have these snacks called, I think they're like space sticks or something.
Space
They
food
were like
sticks.
chewy
Yep.
space
Yeah, they were
food sticks. or something.
cylindrical and space food sticks. Yep.
And they're kind of chocolatey and little,
Yeah, different
not all
flavors.
chocolate. Yeah, but I can't find any of those.
And
Space food sticks. They were designed for astronauts, assuming astronauts ate absolute garbage.
I used to like. I know it was like poison probably, but when I was a kid, I loved Fun Dip. Remember those?
Oh.
It was you had different packets that were in a chain, and they had different flavored powders in the packets, and you had like some kind of lozenge shaped stick that was in a separate packet, and you in the packet the stick was edible, and then you dip it in the powders. I liked them. It's called Fun Dip. But anyway, what were you just saying before that?
I have no idea.
Food sticks.
Space food sticks.
Oh yeah, Tony had got me saying bit of paper instead of bit of honey because there's always paper stuck
Bit of
to it. So, Kathy Coleman, we were in, Holly, we were in some drugstore, something, getting stuff, and she bought a package of that, a bag of it.
Oh, they still
I said,
make
"Oh, you
it?
bought yeah," and I said, "Oh, you bought some bit of paper." She's like, "What?" And I told him, my friend Tony, who I do BabbleGab with, he calls it bit of paper because there's always paper stuck to it when you try to. So we're at Disney World, and she tells one of the guys, "Would you like some bit of paper?" So Tony got Kathy Coleman calling it bit of paper. So there you go. Tony.
Bit of paper.
Steve, I just sent you 5 pre-releases for the album.
Oh, well, thank you very
Yay.
much.
5 out of 7 ain't bad.
For songs like that.
I'm doing these different, Steve. I'm not double tracking my vocals on this album, so I want to see if it makes a difference on your radio.
So, I always wondered about double tracking. How do you do double tracking? You got to sing along with a recording?
No. So the way I do it, and it sounds pretty good everywhere except your show, but I played a YouTube on my phone and it streamed really weird, and it screwed it up too. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it different. Basically, it's you sing it once, duplicate the track. Okay, now you've got your vocals on 2 tracks. Now take all of the content on one track and just slide it just a hair, and slide one track all the way to the right and slide the other one all the way to the left, and it gives it a very spatial stereo sound and kind of a double thing, like the John Lennon. People say I'm crazy. It gives it that kind of double vocal. But you don't sing it twice. It's just Moody Blues did it a lot. It was really popular in the 60s. I don't know. It was popular in the old days.
Right. I've heard people singing it twice, and you cannot duplicate exactly your first.
No, you can
track.
never duplicate yourself, even if a pro singer. It's the same vocal track. Same performance. You just put it on 2 tracks. Slide one track just a tad. You can't do it too much, and you can't do it too little, or it'll sound robotic. You got to do it just right. You slide all the way to the left, and slide the other one all the way to the right. I do that. Sometimes I do it on guitars. Just different things. Sometimes, I never do it on a rhythm instrument. But
I wanted to try it on something I was singing to.
well, I used to think that that's the only way I could get my vocals to sound good, and then this one I just you know what? I'm going to try to do it with one track, and I compressed it enough and EQ'd it enough and did all this other stuff. And I've got a good preamp now and a good mic. I've got a tube mic that I use. With all that, I think I'm able to pull it off. And I think, I don't know, listen to it. We'll see if it sounds any different on your show.
Because when I tried double tracking it like that, it's basically did it when I was trying to. Oh, I forgot what song I was doing, but anyway, it sounded more like an echo. Or
were you singing it twice?
No, I would use the same.
Did you do it like I just said?
Yeah, I duplicated the track.
Okay. Did you slide it? Did you slide one just a hair?
Just a hair, yeah.
And did you slide all the way to the left and one all the way to the right?
I don't know what you mean. I guess I don't know what you mean because you.
Okay, you pan.
The duplicate, I just take and slide it over.
Okay, yeah, you can duplicate. You got 2 tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got your content file on one track, and you've got it on the other track. You
Right.
highlight all of your content file on one of the tracks, and you just slide all the contents in that one track just a tad. Now the big key is you've got to let's say it's track 1 and 2. You got to take track 1, pan it all the way to the left.
Pan it? Okay, I know what that is.
Yeah, take track 2, pan it all the way to the right. That way each track is in a different ear.
All right, okay.
That's what you got to do, and you can't and each track 1 and 2 can't be totally in sync with each other. One has to be a little bit delayed, just a tad.
That gives that a stereo effect then.
Yeah, it gives it that double track.
Right.
Yeah, and you can hear it a lot, like Moody Blues, John Lennon. like Watching the Wheels. You can hear that.
I just
double
thought
track.
it was supposed to sound like you're singing along with yourself.
You don't want that. don't want that at all.
Okay.
Because, like
Some
you
people
said,
do.
you're even a professional singer. They're not going to sound the same twice,
Right.
and it's not going to work right.
Unless you want to sound like a duet with yourself. But
Yeah,
it was
you
just a
don't
little,
want that.
little news thing popped up on my computer. Michael Reagan passed away. Actually did
Ronald
on
Reagan's
Sunday. Yeah.
Really?
Passed away on Sunday, and it was announced today.
Oh.
Was he the one? Was he on the left? It seems like there was somebody that was a son
No,
of the
that was
president.
Ron Reagan.
Oh,
who
okay.
was a kind of a lefty kid. Yeah, Michael Reagan had a radio show, and he used to do offshore power boating.
Is it Howie Floofeed?
Is that a
Oh,
sex
wow.
thing?
Michael Reagan was 80?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Well, I
was
guess it makes
adopted
sense
son
now.
of Ronald Reagan and Jane Wyman.
Oh, okay.
I guess motorboating is a sex thing.
There's a few interesting, like motorboating. That's the thing with your. Yeah, we don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
There's a Dutch oven. I've heard of that.
Well, it's a boob thing. It's not necessarily a sex thing.
That's
There's a
true.
woman-
I did to my
the woman probably-
teacher once when I was 9. I did
Yeah.
to my teacher, and that wasn't like a sex thing. I
Yeah,
was
they
too young to
get
be.
they get annoyed, and then there is no sex.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of a sex thing.
What's is there a name for the opposite of an aphrodisiac? It's like
Darn.
Yeah. Well, is it time for the breast thing again?
I was gonna say it's time to be funny. I think
Oh, okay.
hard to do it without Gottschalk here.
I know. Well, speaking of
And,
being funny, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Now I put a picture in the speaking of Gottschalk, I put a picture in the BabbleGab thing on WhatsApp, and the sound of crickets. Just I don't know if you remember that picture, but
Oh yeah, I think you got it from me.
yeah, it came up on my memories, and you guys were kind of looking for pictures of putt. I didn't see that one.
That was one of mine. It was Darren and Putt, and
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to ignore you. I just didn't know what to say because I know Darren probably wouldn't want me to share it because he was in it and didn't have his beard.
Ah.
He doesn't like pictures of him without the beard.
I don't like
draw
pictures
one
of me
on.
at all.
Do
You're
I?
an artist.
I don't like being on the internet, even with a beard.
Well, I don't have to. But yeah, that's actually in my queue, Tony. To if we
Yeah, I
ever do
wasn't
make
sure.
a
It just
Putt
popped
tribute.
up on my memories.
Well, thanks for posting it. If it's ever if we ever do a Putt tribute video, I'll put it in there. I'll just cut Darren out of it.
Yeah.
Or just
It's
don't
pretty-
tell people who I am.
Well, I don't have to put you in it. It's it's
Yeah, it's fine.
either way. But it's pretty good at putt. He was starting to get plump. He wasn't fat putt yet, but he was starting to get heavier. He kind of morphed. He started out kind of looking like Paul McCartney, and then he changed into Andy Kaufman. And then he became Mr. French. By the time Tony knew him, he was Mr. French, and he just kind of stayed Mr. French.
Watching Rob Reiner's been showing up in a bunch of stuff I've been watching, which is total coincidence. But I'm thinking, I was like, he's kind of puttish.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Especially when he's older. Yeah, no, even when he was meathead, I guess he was a little puttish. I never really thought about that. I was sad about him, that news. I knew he had TDS, and that was pretty annoying, but he was also kind of funny to laugh at because of it.
Yeah.
Committing himself and stuff over it when Trump won. But, no, I hated to hear that,
Yeah, that's not a good way to go, no matter who you are.
We all like Meathead.
Well, I
And
wouldn't say
Spinal
that,
Tap,
but,
Marty DeVerge,
yeah.
Isn't that cool how the lights in the bridge are blinking? Oh, Steve's able to watch
Steve's Bridge.
Steve's bridge.
Yeah.
Well, I got in our Star Trip, I had the blinking lights too. It was very much a collaborative effort. Darren made the bridge in 3D, but I detailed everything in 2D and made all the screens, and kind of made the chairs and different things in it. Darren, I don't know if Darren put the cigarette burns in the carpet or if I did, but I think it was Darren's
Probably
idea.
you.
Huh?
It was probably you.
I might have done it, but it was your idea.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, the redundant was supposed to be kind of this old fossil. Underpowered and over-engineered. I haven't seen that pipe dream since the 2000, I don't know, what was it, some expo show. I think that was to me, that was the nicest looking scene in the movie is when he's looking on the screen of the redundant overhead, and you can also see the redundant in the dome overhead in real time at the same time. It was just kind of a very cinematic, kind of a neat thing. I'm sorry that did so well at first and then just kind of stalled.
Well, I think it was good for the time, though, wasn't it?
Pretty good. They actually had Gracie had a coworker at Joanne in Florida, and she had said something. My husband, he did a cartoon called Star Trip. It was and she was like, "Was that the one with the hippies?" It's just like somebody that didn't even know us knew the show.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was pretty neat. And she said that it was at St. Joanne's. It was the same one that I don't know if it's there anymore, Darren, but it was next to Cole's across the street from
I think
you.
Joanne shut down.
Yeah, I guess they did. But she said that she had a coworker that was just looked and acted just like Tracy Trell. She said it was so funny. She didn't want to introduce me to her because obvious reasons, but she would talk about her. She was just like Tracy. And then she got arrested because she went next door to Cole's and shoplifted. And that was the end. She was like fired from Joanne and everything.
You never shit.
Why would you do that? Tracy Trell wouldn't do that. She wouldn't shoplift.
No. Especially not so
Yes,
close
she
to
would.
work.
Do what?
Not so
Yes,
close
she
to
would.
work.
Both of you said the exact same thing at the exact same time twice, and I kind of cancel each other out.
All right.
I know every time I say it, Tony gets mad when I say that, but I just wanted to hear what both of you said.
All right. I'm not mad.
Just forget I said anything because it wasn't worth saying.
No, Darren was saying that Tracy Trell would shoplift, and I said she would shoplift like right next door to where she's working.
Oh, okay, yeah. I did do a Q. I used to do Q&A very early in Apology None, like we're talking 2010. I'd have coworkers and different people. I would do Q&As, and they would all contribute, and I've got it on the website. Let me see. Let me pull it up. It's easier for me to just pull it up than try to. So I'm here. I'm on the apologynone.com. I'm going to go to Us. There's a link called Us. And it's got, I haven't been here in so long, feedback. There's a link that says feedback. No, that's not it. Sorry, I don't mean to. Oh, Ask the Band. It's duh. There's a link called Ask the Band. Okay. So, do you want me to read a few of these? There are not many of them. Well, I guess there are a lot of them. I can't go through all of them. Goodness, there's a lot. Let me try to find. I want to at least find the one about the jobs. Let me see, jobs. Okay. So, how did you guys get together? Did you ever have any jobs? Zen Bob says, like, we got together because the stars are perfect. A lot of people don't know this, but you can move the stars and sort of point them at each other, which is what happened. Like, how could you explain the kite incident otherwise? It's a higher power, baby. As far as jobs, I was a pharmacist. not the kind in the dime store. I sort of made my own medicine and sold it myself. I had quite a reputation around the area, and there were a lot of disappointed people when I left with the band. But I still practice medicine, but it's more of a side gig, you dig? Hey, that rhymes. Terry says, do what?
Should have called himself an undocumented pharmacist.
Undocumented pharmacist, I like that. Terry says, yeah, I've had several jobs. You name it, I did it pretty much. I got fired a lot. And Rob says, after I graduated from college, I started a career in rocket engineering. I was soon bored with it and aspired for a venture that was more challenging, so I joined a rock band. Barry said, I haven't had success with city jobs. I like nature and was a logger, a good one. I was most recently a beach logger, but there wasn't a lot of work because it turns out there aren't many logs on the beach. And Tracy said, I was a bicycle courier. I usually read the messages and sang them to the customers even though I wasn't supposed to. Anyway,
And
that was
stole.
their... Do what?
And stole shoplifted stuff.
Yeah.
You left that part off. I see.
Wouldn't that have been a funny thing for Tracy Trell is in the films as if she was a shoplifter? It's kind of funny now that I think about it.
Okay, beaming back in.
Yay.
Oh,
you missed
Jesus.
out, Steve.
Hmm?
Out.
What'd I do?
You missed out.
No, I was watching the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So you saw their jobs.
Mhm.
Saw Tracy's job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
Through the power of nicotine.
Yeah, there you go. Ooh.
And breast milk a little bit. Yeah.
Now speaking, I'll do one more. Somebody
Okay.
asked. I work in communications, and I've recently been contemplating a career change. Any suggestions? Because we were never happy at that place. It was a co-worker. Zen said, you don't have to change your career, man. Let your career change you. You should learn to embrace both the positive and negative vibes and let them filter from your body and have it change your world from the inside out rather than from the outside in. Tracy said, just go to a pretty meadow and run barefoot through the wildflowers. You'll find a groovy feeling of freedom and love you've never experienced before. Then the answer to your question will come to you. Terry says, man, you don't really even need a job. You just need to network, find some friends and crash in their basements. Then you can find some groovy rich chick. You'll have it made. Barry says, you need a job where you can climb trees and occasionally bust some heads. It can be both relaxing, rewarding, and emotionally fulfilling. Rob says, there may be a position at the NASA Midwest Jet Propulsion Laboratory since I quit to join the band. All you need is a doctorate in astrophysics and a sunny outlook, and you'll be a shoo-in. You should probably even get in with a master's if you have a few years of hands-on experience in electromagnetism and atomic and molecular physics. Good luck. And Justin says, wow, thanks for nothing. None of that was useful. Now I'm clear on why you have the word none in your band name.
I can do an impression of Rob Van Geist.
Oh, yeah?
I'm Rob Van Geist.
How's that?
That was
It
good.
doesn't sound much like him.
I'm Rob Van Geist of Psychedelic Rock's grooviest cartoon band, Apology None.
See?
I can redo that, Steve, and actually sound more like Rob.
That was Josh doing Rob.
I know. He was okay for the time, but Rob got better when he left. I don't find that funny, Tari.
There you go. Yeah, but Rob actually, Josh actually created the character, didn't he?
No.
I mean, the voice.
No.
Did you tell him to do that little English accent to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Originally, Rob
That's a
was...
college accent.
The college, yeah, it's a college accent. Originally, my friend, co-worker James, did Rob's voice, and he also did the voice for Borso and Flag. Apologize. And then when I left Alabama, I had Rob fill in for that, for Rob. Josh fill in for Rob. But when they left, I don't know. I liked I liked Gracie as Tracy, but she also was kind of grating her voice. There was
I
sometimes
loved her
watching.
voice.
I did, but sometimes in Saturdalias, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like nails on a chalkboard sometimes.
That time we did the seance and she just
Oh,
bored
yeah.
of that. Where'd you learn to do that? And she goes, I Googled it. And it's just the way she said it killed me.
Yeah, she did some of that chicken shit show with us, didn't she?
Yeah.
Well, that was, yeah, I think she was on there a time or two.
Yeah, I remember her being on there.
Yeah. It was hard to get her on. She really didn't want to do it that much, really.
But when she did it once in a while,
Yeah.
I do remember her getting really frustrated once because we had Big Bob as a guest,
Oh, yeah.
and Molly took the show over, and it became the Molly show, the Molly interview show.
Was that the one I did a no-no and deleted it?
No, that was later.
No.
But it was kind of the same principle. Yeah, she just kind of took over, and I remember even Gracie, we were looking at both, like, are we ever going to get a chance to do this show? Because it wasn't funny. It was just, give us your life story, Bob. And get entire, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it got so boring.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then that one guy, Don Juan, that Australian airline pilot guy, he says that was the first, chicken shit show that was actually good.
Oh,
You
really?
should do them all. You should do them all where you're not funny or entertaining.
Oh, that's an idea.
But
No, I love Molly and everything.
I do too. And if you're watching this, Molly, come on in and defend yourself.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
only
I'd like
been
to
asking
see
you to be on our show for like 10 years now.
Oh, she's just so funny, and she's just.
She's funny on this show.
Oh, yeah.
But when we did what do you call it? Wrong Channel, we kind of had, we were supposed to be like in a place together, and it was a whole different kind of, it was supposed to be a comedy. This is supposed to be serious. This is high drama here.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Wrong channel. 'Cause I remember I found a picture online of what I thought our office should look like. It was in black and white.
Well, I
It's-
think you
it's-
did, but
it's on the Facebook page.
Oh, okay, yeah.
but I had a different view of it because yours was like the Dick Van Dyke where they all had different desks and things. I always pictured us at a conference table.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It just, yeah, we're talking to each other. It just seemed like we'd be at a conference table. That's all. I mean, there might be desks in the room, but I just always pictured us at a table. That's why that's why I always said hands up, hands on the table, Steve, where you can see them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we had different visions, I guess, of it, I guess. Because they only had one desk in Dick Van Dyke, and I guess that was, Rob, his desk.
Probably, yeah, he was the head writer.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. Oh, I think I put in that, Steve, for you. The new Transforma, I put in Tracy saying, "Oh, Rob."
Oh, cool. That's fun.
It's where the one where I integrated my dream into it.
Oh, okay.
I think I told you this before. The dream about the blue ring.
In the dream state.
It seems so real. It's like I can push on that ring right now and make it work in my head.
Oh, wow.
There was a disc shaped. It was like a torus. It was this. What do you call it? It's a.
Sable, Mercury Sable.
No, not a car. It's a torus. It's a.
I know what you were saying.
How else do I describe it? It's picture a tube. And bending the tube to where one end meets the other, and it's a ring, but it's a tube. You get it? It's a torus.
A donut.
A donut. The donut. Yeah, it's a donut.
Yeah.
So it was this kind of a plastic.
TORUS for those.
Yeah. So it was a blue plastic kind of a donut, and in my dream, you hold it horizontal to the world, and press it down and keep it level, and it's like pushing a balloon into a bucket of water. It's hard to do, but when you do it just right, you just start to float into the air. And it was such a neat dream. I was going over the treetops with it, it was such a neat like whammo toy. I loved it. The dream was so real, and I could still get that feeling like I'm pushing it down and right. So that's what it's going to be in the Transforma. Is it's a Rob invention, and Terry's going to be even be pushing. It's kind of like trying to dunk a balloon. He's like, yes, I'm using balloon logic.
Logic.
Yeah, balloon logic.
My flying dreams usually involve really heavy shoes. That's the secret. And my flying kind of sucks because it's more like just jumping really, really high without any landing powers. So I'll jump up and then I'll be like, oh shit, this is going to suck eventually.
So does it? Do you land suckily?
I don't die, but I don't, and I just remember bits and pieces.
I don't think that's an urban wives' tale about people floofing when they land in a falling dream. Because I had a dream when I was probably 5 that Darren and I we were in a hot air balloon with a guy that looked like Rex Harris and Dr. Doolittle, and he was talking to Darren, and I would try to talk too, and they just would ignore me. And just kept talking to each other. And I'm like, well, shoot, I guess I'll just sit back. And I went to sit on the bench, and there wasn't one. I fell over the edge of the balloon, fell out. Mm-hmm. I remember falling all the way down and landing on my back in a field. And I didn't floofy. I had another dream when I was walking down the stairs of our house in Kansas City and heard a lion roar, and I would like do a step back. I kept hearing this lion roar.
I've had that, but that always wakes me up instantly.
Oh, mine didn't, but it was the thing that scared me is there were these things in the living room that looked like big trees, like big spruce trees, or it was really weird. It's weird that I guess when you're a kid, weird things. I don't know. It just startled me, woke me up. So yeah, the lion roaring didn't wake me up, but having weird trees in the living room in the dark kind of did. Nobody's paying attention to us.
Yeah. Listening. Waiting for something funny.
We had to say something. And then my pants fell down, and I. That's at least funny in America's Funniest Videos.
Yeah,
Well, of course.
Either someone's pants falling down, or no, it was always some bratty kid that got the $10,000.
Yeah. Or there was a kid on a stage doing something on a stage, like a pageant or something, and the kid like punches the teacher in the balls or whatever the hell. And there's always a parent coming in from like a angle from off stage to one side, just running across to the kid,
Beating him.
Well, they don't show him beating the crap out of
That
the
would
kid.
be nice,
They just show the parent running up.
Kids need to get beaten on TV a lot more.
I think so.
I was
too.
watching
It'd
the
be
first episode of King of the Hill this morning, and I was like, he needs to kick the shit out of Bobby.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Or
He needed it.
Leave It to Beaver. Remember when the Ward used to beat the crap out of the beaver?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was,
Bouncing off
he
the
was hard.
I used to
He was
beat that
pretty-
beaver.
He was pretty hard on that beaver.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant garbage ones too.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the one you have
Oh,
to
you're
explain.
going to play it? You play the brilliant
It's the one you have to explain.
Oh, explain it while I dig it up.
I don't think we have to explain it.
Oh, you don't? Okay, well.
Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. If you have never seen Leave It to Beaver, they always talked about getting clobbered and this and that, and Ward never laid a hand on the kids ever in the whole entire series. That's
On camera, at least.
well, it wasn't even ever really alluded to that he, maybe in the early episodes, but it was always they could rob a liquor store and crash a train, and he would just give them a talk and say, you need patience and understanding. So that's what the brilliant garbage. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Here we
Ready?
go. Yeah.
Here it is.
Tonight, on a very special episode of Leave It to Beaver.
It needed to happen. But yeah, Tony's right. I guess if somebody had never seen it, they'd have to.
Yeah. We need to do so. We keep saying it all the time. I really like to get some more brilliant garbage.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you two to come up with a number or something I can get a hold of YouTube or Google support.
Like, can we do like a brilliant garbage Incredible Hulk maybe or something?
Of course, we wrote one.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we just never did it because Neb left, and now that Neb's back and we're ready to do these, we can't access our channel. So I'm asking you guys to please help me find a lead, and I'll do the work. I'll do the legwork. I'm just asking you to help me find a place to talk
Send
to
me
somebody.
what the email address that you used for that was.
Zenbob at gmail.com, I believe. No, Zenbob AN. I've got it. I'll give it to you if I need it. But
Yeah, because we can go to the
I mean, I
channel.
could give you the password and the Zenbob. It doesn't matter anymore because none of that shit works. I'll give it to you off air.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
because there's a brilliant garbage page.
Well, yeah, we got a YouTube channel, but I can't access it. I was so excited because we did a new one. We did a special ed finally. I mean, we literally started production on something in 2015. Neb left. And then this last year, we finished production on the thing. We had a 10-year gap and did it. It was so weird, and I was so excited to do it, and then I couldn't do it because they wanted a phone number from a phone that I don't even remember.
Yeah. Did you create the brilliant garbage page?
I guess so, because it's got my Zenbob email for it.
'Cause I'm on it now, and
But I mean, I got the right password. Isn't that what passwords are for?
yeah. 'Cause I don't know if I'm been given permissions on this page or on this channel or not.
I don't know. I thought that brilliant. I thought that this.
I don't think so
BabbleGab
because
was the
we didn't
first
do
one.
stuff like that back then.
Yeah, I thought BabbleGab was the first time we actually had joint admins.
Okay,
for
yeah. Or
I
then we-
made Jerry. Darren finally met Jerry last year. Jerry Ramsey, who used to do Zenbob's voice. I made the mistake of making him co-admin of the Apology None Facebook page, and all of a sudden I think it was Jane Simpson, our late friend. She was upset. She said that I put a new Apology None video and it had a bathtub full of blood and stuff. Like the hell. Zen was putting his horror movie promos on my Apology None channel. I'm like, gosh dang it. It's like, I don't put cartoons on your horror stuff. Don't put your chocolate in my peanut butter.
Yeah, I don't have administrative permissions on the brilliant garbage.
So I'm just asking you guys to please, I'll give you the email and password. I'm asking you guys to please help me get this channel back, or at least try to find a place where I can talk to people.
Talking about for brilliant garbage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 'cause I guess you can't just delete this and make a whole new one. I guess.
We can't delete a channel if we can't even get into it.
That's
We can make a new Brilliant Garbage channel, but then we've got almost 200 subscribers. That's a good number. I mean, it's not great, but it's a good number.
For this day and age, yeah, because you can't even get any reach unless you're putting out AI slop.
Yeah.
They're-
I wonder how many people are Transforma fans, but if we have to start a new channel, I'll tell them on the Transforma that, hey, if you've subscribed to our Brilliant Garbage channel, please subscribe to the new one.
Can't you
Because
go
I
into
put the link
comments-
to it. Do what?
Can't you go into the comments of Brilliant Garbage and say, hey, this is the new channel?
I will
reads
if
it.
we have to do it. That's kind of our. I mean, that's not what we want to do, but if we do, yeah, I'll have to do that.
And it sucks that there's no way you can get a hold of anybody at YouTube.
I don't think they have employees.
It's all AI now.
They had somebody because this last time they demonetized me 2 years ago. I protested it, and I gave them my copyright claim numbers and everything, and I said, "Oh, okay. Well, we were so there was somebody that talked to me and said, oh, okay, good to know. We'll reinstate you." But so there was somebody. Maybe
Well-
I should find that email.
It is. It's run by Google. Maybe there's somebody at Google you get a hold of.
Well, that's what it is. It's not just YouTube. It's my Google account for ZenBob.
Yeah.
I had Google accounts for all of them. I had one for Tracy, and I don't know why I had all of them. It's been that long ago, you know. I think one thing is YouTube, you've got to have. I don't know how I did it. I thought I didn't. You used to not be able to start a YouTube channel with a YouTube account. Remember that? You had to use like a Yahoo thing to have
really?
a YouTube. Yeah. So I don't even know how I got away with ZenBob. I don't know.
Because I have a Steve Jarrett channel, which I think is total crap, but I don't think I ever did anything.
Yeah, but
with
is your Steve Jarrett YouTube channel the same as your Steve Jarrett email, or is it like a
Yeah.
Steve Jarrett Yahoo email? Because
it's Gmail.
weird, because they didn't use. It was weird, but they did not used to allow you to use a Gmail account to start a YouTube channel for some reason.
That's weird.
I guess because
when
it
did
would be
Google
too easy
buy-
for. Huh? Well, it would be too easy for somebody to start a Gmail and YouTube. So I think it seemed more legitimate if you had a different company email. Does that make any sense? It kind of makes sense. That was before bots. I mean, it seems like a. Did you know that like comments, not only videos but comments out there are like mostly bots now? Like people you're arguing with. Like I don't really argue with people, but a lot of people do, and they're just arguing with bots.
Oh, of course.
There's a lot of them on Movie Chat, I think.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Google bought to YouTube back in 06. So that was before any of this.
Did you see? I have on my Steve Jarrett channel, I have some BabbleGabs that go back to 2022.
We started in 21, I think, or 20. I don't. I've got the Facebook shows me memories of us early BabbleGab just kind of testing things out in like 2018 or 17, a long time ago. I mean, do you know I started my Terry avatar in like 2016 or 17? No, it was 16. That's when I started that.
Because there's Putt in this video. Wow, I've been using the bridge of the Enterprise that long.
Yep.
Would you think it was just something brand new?
No, I didn't think it went back that far. I think it's time I come up with a new background, I think.
No, I think it's fine. It's because you use different bridge backgrounds and they weren't as good as that. They looked more like hotel lobbies, the
Yeah.
newer Star Trek ones.
Oh, yeah, like the Next Generation Enterprise.
Yeah, I like that one, Steve.
Just do one like mine where it's space, but since yours has animation and movement to it, just have Leia float by every once in a while.
Have Leia float by.
Darren's kind of reminds me of the acid reflux medicine. Remember that? You
The
have like the rising planet. I don't know what that has to do with acid reflux, but
Zantac, they canceled it because they found out it causes cancer, but it was the only one that worked. So they keep making it now, but they use the same ingredient everybody else uses, which doesn't work.
Oh,
And I have like 100 pill bottle full of the old stuff that works. So it's got to last me the rest of my life.
well, if you got money to spend on Zantac, then you've got money to buy a power base for your bed to cock your head up above your abdomen, which is what I do. I set it and forget it as soon as I had it, and I have not. Knock on wood, I haven't had acid reflux since I bought the bed like 4 or 5 years ago. No, 6 years ago I haven't had it, and I used to get it all the time.
Because of the shape of your stomach, the key is just sleep on your right side. And then, because if you sleep on your left side, then the like entrances and exits are low and acid can drain. So I just sleep on my right side. And then when I feel like being a rebel, kind of living on the edge, I'll sleep on my left side anyway.
I do that same thing. Yeah.
Well, if I sleep on my left side, my back will hurt within minutes. But no, having the power base changed everything. Just having my head above my, being cocked up a little bit. Not that way, Steve.
Well, you missed the whole point of my story. I've got antacid pills, one bottle that's going to last me the rest of my life that I bought like 5 years ago.
yeah.
So I don't have to buy them.
Yeah.
Oh, because you sleep on your right side.
Yeah. most of
Okay.
the time.
I'm glad that helped.
Yeah. Or if I'm asleep on my left side and I start
Yeah, that
feeling
looks like
heart
a Planet
burn.
Fitness.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all, Steve. It looks
Planet
like an
Fitness.
exercise. It does. It looks like an exercise room. Don't show that again. That's awful. That gives me. That's
But
just
this other
depressing.
one I had on here a second ago, that one, that I like.
That's AI. Don't get rid of that.
Is it
AI
really?
Shit. Yes, get rid of that. That's satanic stuff.
I like it.
Oh, there's
That-
my
that's
house.
better.
That's my
Oh,
house in
that's
Kansas
nice.
City.
That's nice. It looks like a Kansas City. I like to. Years ago when I somehow put my address of my childhood home in Kansas City in Zillow, so every week it shows me the market reports and shows me the houses for sale in my hometown. And I just like to look at those Kansas City houses. They all have such character. I sent Darren this mansion
Yeah.
that was from the 1910 or something, and
I don't know if
I-
you can tell. Go ahead.
it just looked so. It's like it started out kind of okay, but as you went through the pictures, it got better and better in the kitchen, and it's just like wow.
I don't know if you can tell. That's a duplex, actually.
I was gonna say that's about twice as fancy as ours was.
You know, when we moved into there in 1979, my dad was paying $300 a month for that.
Fuck.
Kind of a lot of money back then.
Yeah, and that's a 4-bedroom, I think. No, it's 3-bedroom, but the basement was refinished, so we turned that into a bedroom too.
It seems like the layout would be kind of hard to have two different families live in there. The way duplexes usually they're a mirror of each other. Like one
Yeah.
side's got a. It seems like you'd have to cross paths to get to the garage. It's
No, we the two-car garage there, the one on the right was ours, and the one on the left, you get both of them through each individual home.
We lived in a townhouse once in Colorado, and there was a couple of lesbians that lived I don't know, it was next door to us,
Mhm.
and I could hear them through the vent doing gay stuff. And I really didn't know what was going on because I was only 10, but I kind of knew what was going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you knew they were playing patty cake, but down there.
Yeah.
That
They
look
were doing
familiar, darn?
Huh?
That look familiar, darn?
Yeah. Yeah. All he needs is Leia.
I bet that could be made. That'd be funny. Just way better.
I'm sure it wouldn't take too much effort.
Nah. Get AI to know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that was cringy. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I feel a little bad for these fans that wanted nothing more than see Chewie, Leia, Luke, and Han together again.
Yeah.
And that's what they were hoping for Force Awakens, and it didn't even happen.
Nah.
And I don't care about spoilers because no one needs to see that, but I guess they didn't even give Han a heroic floofyism. They just made him die like a bitch.
Die, bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they killed Luke in a different way. Just killed his character.
Yeah, they should have floated him in space. He would have lived.
Well, he's not female. That's the difference. The
Oh,
Force is
okay,
female,
well.
you dig? According
Force
to
is
Kathleen
female.
Kennedy. That was Kathleen Kennedy's whole shtick. That was literally her motto. I'm not making that up.
Oh, yeah, I noticed all the females they had in the newer shows. It's like the guys were like total, bitches. And
Well, that Rey, that character, she's what brought the name Mary Sue to the masses. I'd never heard of a Mary Sue until then.
I still haven't.
if they were to redo Star Wars now, they would make Darth Vader a woman.
A Mary Sue
Yeah, played
is
by B. Arthur.
Yeah, B. Arthur. No, a Mary Sue is basically Rey. It's this woman that's perfect. Everybody and all the characters love her, and she's never had to earn her stripes. And that was Rey. She just did everything. She knew everything about Han Solo. He flew the Falcon from day one, and he didn't know anything about it. And she was telling him how to do everything. And she was perfect at the Force. She didn't have any training. She didn't have. Luke had to be trained with the lightsaber, even though he had the Force. But she just everything was given to her. That's what a Mary Sue is, and she's
Yeah,
just Miss
the
Perfect.
term. Yeah, the term dates back to old, I think, Star Trek fan fiction.
Right.
There was a writer who wrote, and her name was Mary Sue, or the character she put in it was called Mary Sue, and she was like so wonderful that all the regular characters just really loved her, and it
But
was
she
just-
did it as a joke.
She
did it
inserted
tongue in
herself
cheek.
into the story, and then made herself the most important thing.
Right. And what else? Shit.
That's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
But that's
I
where the
just-
term comes from.
I just totally lost any interest in Star Wars. I just had minor interest in Star Wars, and then all this feminism and sexism.
The last 10 years, it's all just been money laundering. There hasn't been.
Yeah.
They don't care about movies making money anymore. They
All
make
this-
They make it from the BlackRock and State Street and Vanguard. They give them all their money.
All this
Blackstone.
LGBTQ plus ABC 129. I don't know what it is, and
Yeah, you don't hear much about that anymore. That culture war, they lost that. But so now we got kind of this rubble.
not that Fred. not that rebel. That's fucking funny, Fred.
When I made Terry into the last Transform, I made him into a Weeble Wobble. He actually almost looked like Barney Rubble.
Yeah.
Because Barney's kind of shaped like a Weeble Wobble.
Get off me, Fred. That tickles. Barney, you eating my pebbles again? Get that joke.
Looks like Barney's trying to play leapfrog with Wilma, but he can't quite get over her.
Is that from something?
Vaguely, yeah. Everything I say is from something.
Barney, you doing my wife again? Sure I am, Fred.
I normally
I think
don't
Barney's
ask. I
weren't
don't-
Barney's
I normally
legs
don't
about
ask
8
for-
inches long.
Do what?
Weren't Barney's legs about 8 inches long?
Yeah, a little short on his wiener, yeah.
Legs, Steve.
They did
Huh?
call him tripod.
Well, did you ever see the difference between their feet, between like Wilma and Betty's feet? And it's like
Oh,
you could fit like 400 of Betty's feet in Fred's, like literally,
Yeah.
which he tried to do a couple. Never mind. I
Yeah,
don't
it was
wanna get
kinky,
into
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So do you agree that the Flintstones is post-apocalyptic?
They're post-apocalyptic?
Yep.
Well, they lived at the same time as the Jetsons. The Jetsons
I
were
thought-
on those stalks way up high in the air, and
Yeah,
the
but wouldn't
Flintstones
you
were
see-
down at the
wouldn't you have
base of
seen
all
that
that
from the-
shit.
I thought this is
is
Stone Age. They call it modern Stone Age. Wait, modern Stone Age. family.
modern.
You youngsters, you're always trying to pull things apart and make it your own narrative. It's like, what was it? Duel. Somebody on Movie Chat, some young person or whatever, said, I can't watch Duel anymore because I think it was, man, that was his name, Dennis Weaver's character. I think he imagined the whole thing. And boy, somebody tore him a new one. They said, you guys have no ideas for yourselves, so you got to pick apart and try to ruin everything. It's like, no, it wasn't his imagination. That lady with the snakes had her cages run over, and she's like, why did he do that? It showed through the whole movie what was going on.
Yeah.
He didn't have the only car that was run off the road by that truck.
Yeah.
But what's funny though is that the truck guy helped out the school bus.
I thought that was actually an insult to man. That was him, saying, hey, I'm a good guy. I just hate you, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It was very kind of rubbing salt in the wound.
So I was watching Twister, one of the better movies ever. Documentary almost. And there's a scene where a semi with a tanker trailer gets sucked up into the Twister. And I paused it, and because I'm like, the name of that company looks familiar. And I looked at it, was Benthic Petroleum. So I'm like, where do I know that from? So I looked at it, and it was the company in the abyss that they were mining undersea. So, and then other
somewhere under the
people
sea.
had discovered it too, but it took even the other people that discovered that took them 20 years after the movie to figure it out.
It's one of those things where you got DVD and you can pause things and ponder, and
Yeah.
it's like I think I noticed it in the theater though, that the house is upside down on the highway, and they went through the house and everything was right side up when they went through it.
Well, they went through it upside down.
Yeah.
The truck wasn't upside down. It was just the house was upside down on the highway, and they went through it. It was right. Oh, they're like, oh, we forgot to make the interior upside down too. Kind of like James Bond when he had that Mustang and went on two wheels in.
Into an alley
What was
kind
it?
of thing.
Yeah, what was that movie? Las Vegas.
Oh, that was,
Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
Gonorrhea
Yeah.
is forever.
They screwed up and said, oh, the car was on the wrong wheels or something like that, and
So they had to make a
like,
cut scene.
Yeah, they showed the inside and then shifting, like bobbing their heads over like it was so dumb. It's like
Yeah.
What movie?
Diamonds Are Forever.
Oh,
Bond movie.
I never saw that.
Well, they had to do little stuff like that because, like in Thunderball, they showed Bond, Connery as Bond flying off in the rocket belt thing. But the guy who owned the rocket belt and flew it refused to do it without a helmet on. So they had to get Connery back to shoot a scene of him putting a helmet on before taking off on the rocket.
I bet he hated that. Connery didn't like doing that job anyway. It's like, why did you audition for it if you didn't want to be a Bond?
There was a scene.
I think they kidnapped him.
Oh, that could be.
There was a scene in Fight Club where they get in a car accident and roll their car over, and Brad Pitt's driving and Ed Norton's in the passenger seat. But then they roll it over and it's on its top, and they have Ed Norton climbing out of the driver's seat side, and some of the stunt people or whatever like, hey, no, he'd be in the other side, and the director's like, just no, we're okay, deal with it.
Norton.
Well, to be fair, I don't think I noticed it.
Yeah.
I was just
Well,
looking-
and it wasn't a mess up once you know how it ends.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah. We won't say that.
I was just looking up the truck that was in Duel.
Yeah.
It sat in the California yard till about 10 years ago, and some guy bought it and put it back to the movie. Like, look.
Yeah,
Some
I
guy
think
in
I've
South
seen
Carolina
it.
owns it.
Yeah, I think I've seen pictures of it. It's pretty neat that they rescued it.
They had to rescue it to a dry state,
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to.
non-humid state.
Yeah, that. Well, you can spray the undercarriage of stuff. I thought about
What was-
doing that with the pony.
Now, what was the car they had in that? The red car? What kind of car was it?
That was a
Plymouth
Valiant.
Because the same guy bought one of those and restored it to look just like that.
Yeah.
He's got them sitting together, the truck and the car.
Neato.
Nice.
That was Steven Spielberg's first movie, and that was just
Yep.
a made-for-TV movie. And
Yeah.
it became so popular they did a theater release, and they added that school bus scene and stuff for the theater release.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember the school bus scene.
And Jaws was very much the same movie in a way. It was because Duel was basically a monster movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the guy, the truck driver guy, didn't have any he didn't explain himself. It was just pure.
And it only
pure
showed
evil.
his boots, and it was Carrie
And his
Lawson
arm.
driving the truck, who we just talked about before.
Right.
And didn't
But
just
He
start out
saw
like
his
a
arm
road
hanging out
rage?
of the window.
Oh yeah, waving him forward.
It kind of started out as a road rage situation, didn't it? And
Kind of, yeah. He was honking and
Yeah.
but yeah, they. But it was basically his name was Man. He was supposed to be just the common man against a monster. And in Jaws, well, before Jaws, spoilers. When the truck goes off the cliff at the end, he used this monster. It was from a monster movie that he liked, and he used that sound effect. And when Jaws, spoiler again, when Jaws is blown up at the end and his carcass is floating down the thing, you hear that the same sound effect.
sounds like Chewbacca. Or Barbara Streisand.
Spielberg did an episode of Night Gallery.
Hey.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, it was okay.
Our friend Wesley Ure, he explained on this show, he was on an episode of Insight. I
think I
liked
remember.
Insight. I
Wasn't
really
that a
liked
religious
Insight.
show?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a Catholic show, but it was like Alfred Hitchcock. It was really well done. And they would have like A-list, or they'd have big actors like Carol O'Connor, and they would basically so you remember the secretary Carol from Bob Newhart?
Oh yeah, Marsha
Redhead
Wallace.
had a bubble perm. Well, she was in
Marsha
it.
Wallace.
Yeah, and he said that the priest or whatever who was in charge of the show at the very end, he would hand the actors their checks and would hold on to it. You know, which would mean, you know, could you please let us, you know, donate this money to the church? And she told Wesley before it, she's like, I'm broke. You know, I know he wants to do that, but I gotta have this gig. And she said Wesley saw it when they were getting their checks, and he did that to her. She grabbed that damn thing. She grabbed it.
Marsha
It
Wallace
was
said
funnier
that
when
to
he
Wa-
said it. But,
Marsha Wallace said that to Wesley.
yeah, the one that played Carol.
Okay.
No, I saw the episode. I guess it's on YouTube. I saw it. It's actually very well. Wesley was such a good actor. When he would do those dramatic, no wonder he was in Days of Our Lives, because that when he would get dramatic, he really could lay it on. Really nice. He had a charm for that. He did it in Land of the Lost a couple times, like when he was in the Mist Marsh for the first time, and he was scared, and he was telling them about the Tsar. He was saying, "I feel like someone's going through my mind like a Rolodex." But the way he was telling his dad, just that kind of. Just a look in his face. I mean, it really did a good job of it.
But you remember that play he was in? I went to see a few years back. He really put on. He did great. There was a lot of drama and
Even old?
oh yeah,
Huh?
he nailed it. There was 4 actors. 2 of them were playing the older versions of the younger ones, and vice versa. And it was a gay love story or something like that. And,
I wish we could get him back.
yeah.
Like Darren to meet him.
I stopped getting to him. It sounded like he was, starting to get a little. He never said anything. It's just like just got the sense that he didn't want
Well,
to.
there's a time you have to kind of like. I was that way with Peter Noon from Herman's Hermits.
Yeah.
We
And Marta
went back
Christman.
we went back and forth so many times, and I just couldn't.
I imagine I'll try it again somewhere down the road, maybe in a year or so.
Yeah, try it again. He won't remember. And he'd be like, "Yeah, those guys." And like the association, I was talking to their management about cameoing in my that movie a few years ago, and they sound interested and everything, and then after a while, it's like this isn't really going anywhere, and then you just got to cut off before you're a pest. I don't want to be a pest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I was with Wesley,
Yeah, I don't. I yeah. I
Oh, wait.
understand.
That shark is about to die again. Or Barbara's about to
Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, Barbara's.
Singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could play that Wookiee in Love, but we
You
get a
did a few
copyright
weeks
strike.
ago. You played a little bit of it. We didn't get struck for it.
Well, we didn't get stroked for it.
Stroked.
Because I think you're using the karaoke version, so the AI couldn't.
Oh, okay.
Terry came up with that somehow, but he wasn't trying to say that Barbara Streisand was a Wookiee. It was just it was something kind of unrelated, and it just landed there, and it just became the Wookiee from then on.
But
which
just
is fine.
now, it's just a running thing, a running gag, You hear Barbara Streisand, because it does kind of sound like her,
Do you know how that voice was done?
Yeah, something about a dog or something, a tiger.
Or walrus.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't a person, huh?
No, it was a combination of a couple of animals, sped up or slowed down or something. I
Something
read
was
it.
a chicken. They used chickens for something on one of those movies. And
Super
sped
chicken?
it
Oh,
down,
they used that for.
No.
Yeah.
What?
No, the chicken was used for Princess Leia's legs or something as she floated through space.
Oh goodness.
No, and I was in a chat or something like that, and somebody was asking how they all reacted to Chewbacca when they were all talking to each other, and I wouldn't close enough to a keyboard to explain that Mayhew was saying lines in English, and that's what they were
Oh, yeah.
reacting to. And then they added
England
the
English.
shit later.
Because, they were all acting like especially Han Solo acting like he understood what Chewie was saying.
Because they were talking back and forth in English, and then they replaced
Says,
it.
I speak, Wookiee.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Carrie Fisher. Go ahead.
I was going to say that behind Tony is the Oregon Trail
Yeah.
and a kid walking along, and I'm like, I wonder how long it's going to be before he dies of dysentery. Because there's a game, and pretty much everybody dies of dysentery.
Yep.
Why would somebody get in trouble for dissing Terry for? I never dissed him.
You always
all the
diss
time.
Terry.
But
get in trouble
and the other thing is, I think David Prowse did Darth Vader's lines on set, but they didn't give him, "No, I am your father." He said, "No, I'm from Cleveland," and that's why Luke says, "No."
Luke, I am from Cleveland.
I think that the chickens things. I think it might have been the rats in the Indiana Jones movie with all the rats. I think
yeah.
Okay, but I'm glad I figured it out, or I would have thought about it all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I weren't done with working in careers and stuff and had to do a resume, I would like my skills. I think I was decided my best skill is watching shows and seeing an actor that I've seen before but not remembering where, and I occasionally figure it out.
Oh, I do that too all the time.
That's my skill.
Yeah, it was tough before IMDb. Sometimes TV Guide would put the actors' names on there. You know, like the bad guy. So it's like the guy who's like the bad guy in every TV show. And I finally figured. I called him. There was one guy who was in every show, and I called him Joe Evil because I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
And I finally figured out it was Anthony James. He was one of the weird guys in Vanishing Point. He was the guy with kind of a big forehead in Vanishing Point, but he was like in every cop show on TV. He was always a bad guy.
Cool.
And
I have
So I
a
called him
TV
Joe
guide
Evil.
from '84 next to my TV just in case.
And
So you
I'm
need to
wondering,
watch
speaking of
something from
bad guys,
1984.
the guy with kind of the pitted face, he was in Die Hard. He played the FBI guy in the helicopter.
Yeah.
Was he the same guy that was the evil villain in License to Kill, the drug lord guy?
Well, that was Robert Davi. He's actually one of the few Hollywood right wingers. He was in An American Carol. If you ever watched that, it was one
He's
of
the only- I
Leslie
think he's the
Nielsen's
only-
last movie.
He's the only Bond. I'm sorry, he's the only Bond villain I ever felt bad for at the end.
Yeah.
Even Gracie did. She says that was a little bit overkill there.
Bond talk.
Anyway, Steve's favorite singer, Michael Bolton.
Yeah, sure.
So he started out as was supposed to be heavy metal, but then he ended up getting finding a career doing songs. So what happened is he had a big hit in '91 called "Love Is a Wonderful Thing." So the Isley Brothers had a song called that. It sounded exactly the same in the mid-'60s. And so the Isley Brothers heard it on the radio, and they're like flattered. They were like, "Oh, well, I guess we'll get a call from their publisher pretty soon, or this and that." And didn't hear anything.
Or wasn't a cover.
Yeah, they thought he covered their song. They were flattered about it. It was a big hit. So they basically they're kind of their lawyers or whatever finally were getting a hold of Bolton's lawyers and said, "Hey, would you mind giving us a credit on this songs?" And they just asked for a little cut of it. This is 3% cut and credits, and they refused. Bolton refused.
Oh, wow.
He wouldn't give them anything.
But went to
And
court.
they went to court big time. And Bolton was very standoffish, I guess, and kind of a jerk the whole time. And they gave it to the Isley Brothers, the ruling, for like $5 million. And they were in tears. I mean, he was, but Bolton wouldn't give up. He appealed it, and he tried to say in the appeals court that their song was so generic that it didn't matter anyway. That was his whole thing to stand on, and the appeals court threw it out, saying that's insulting to say in the first place, especially since your version of the song, which is the same song, just made $1 million or all this stuff. So then they took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court threw it out, wouldn't even listen to it, and Bolton had to sell his $18 million estate and everything because of it. He had his big estate, and basically he was known as a song thief after that. It was
that's why they did that joke on In Living Color when Jim Carrey was doing an impression of Michael Bolton. Something about when a man steals another man's song, I think what it was called.
Yeah, well, years later, I guess after his career was dead, he was on one of those shows, guested, where he was supposed to, and it was a real band, like a rap band or whatever, and they wanted Bolton to to sing some song for him because he had this soulful voice. And he goes in and he starts singing about Star Wars or some bullshit stuff. It's a joke. And then it became viral. It became this meme. And he finally came back as cool again. And after Office Space, with that character called Michael Bolton, kind of brought his name back again. And he actually does, you can find it on YouTube, he does a skit where he's actually playing Michael Bolton from Office Space and does the exact scenes.
Oh, that's funny.
Scene as the Michael Bolton from Office Space, but it's actually Michael Bolton doing it. So it turns out he's kind of cool after all, but I'm sure he learned his lesson with that lawsuit stuff. But yeah, could you imagine just all he had to do was just do that settle and it would have been fine. Patrick Moraz of the Moody Blues, he was the keyboard player they got for the 80s that replaced Mike Pinder. And toward the end of the 80s, or maybe it was in the 90s, I guess, he quit the band and sued them because he didn't feel like he was getting the money. He didn't make as much as Justin and them, but he didn't write anything. He was just basically just played keyboards on stage and stuff. And he tried to sue the pants off them, and they tried to settle with him. They said, "How about we give you $250,000 and let's just call this?" And he said no, and he took them to court, and it was on court TV. And my grandma watched the whole thing. I was so jealous because we didn't have that. And I was a huge Moody Blues fan, and I would have loved to have seen it. I finally did see it on YouTube, but he lost, and he didn't get anything, and he just got humiliated. It's like, you should have just taken what they offered him. And now they probably hated him after. Now they're all dead, pretty much. But
listen, fellas.
On that note, I'm sorry. I love talking about music.
I know.
Music
It's past
stories.
my bedtime.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, Darn. Thanks for hanging out, Wendy Lou.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Always good to
It wasn't a
see-
very funny show, but it was still okay.
Yeah, it was always good to see Timmy. Always good to see Tony. Always good to see.
Darn.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right. Y'all have a great night.
All right.
Enjoy
Good
the
night,
new tunes,
folks.
Steve. All right.
Okay.